more product if they're willing to absorb it, maybe push the H20 to the side, and oh, well, guess what? We got the dumbed down Blackwell significantly better than the H21. So start buying this from us.
All right, Joey, I'm just going to leave them with a couple of ideas. Big Bear AI is one that we were involved in. I want to show you guys this because Big Bear is still continuing to trend up. Good recovery for Big Bear AI. It's on its way to $6. It's at $5.92 now, $5.91 high a day. Great recovery and an obvious buy off the 10 EMA. That is the 10 EMA on the 5, of which it's been crazy respectful. One last one here before I send you to the big boys. AT&F, another monster one today in small cap gapper world. It's up triple digits, up 170% off the highs by about 70 pennies, 970 high. But as you can see, generally holding that 10 EMA on the 5 and trying to work back boys above that 9.25 area. So one to keep an eye on if you're into these small cap gappers. AT&F, Big Bear AI. Joey, kill them with kindness, send them off.
Yeah. 4 letters.
Oh God.
E-T-H-A. No, in all seriousness, guys. Yeah, a little bit. I'm just down. I'm down not much at all. Tesla was pretty good to us, the second entry. Again, we didn't maximize this trade, but it did work out really well and just essentially mitigated. So we'll call it a flat session at that. Continuous trend to the top side. I am a little red on the Qs right now, but again, it is small potatoes, small potatoes. Let's see if this market wants to pull back, but it doesn't seem to want to do so right now, so it's not the case, Sri.
All right, Joey and I back on, same bat time, same bat channel. I'm going to see everybody at the green screen. Big boys are that way.
Easy.
Good job, boys. But I got a nitpick. That was at least 250 to 300 letters there after ETHA there, Joe. I'm just keeping it real. But you know what, though? You got just to jump into that conversation. You guys were talking about Jensen. Look, you ever watch The Longest Yard? Jensen and Nvidia. That's Cheeseburger Eddie up in the prison. You might be able to get a burger somewhere else.
Cheeseburger Eddie, here
but
we go.
Cheeseburger Eddie is selling all of them to everybody. That's why he's like, burger for you, burger for you.
Market corner.
He's got the market absolutely cornered. He's like Avon Barksdale out there on the corner. Well, Avon wasn't on the corner, so you haven't seen it yet. You'll understand.
Right.
If you've got the market corner, you've got the market corner. That's why we're not talking about, although AMD is actually having a bit of a move, that's why we're not talking about them. All that being said,
Apple over here.
The question becomes, how much of the move can Big Bear recover?
Hopefully
So far, actually, I don't remember what the percentage down was to the exact penny.
It was like 30.
But we do have, I was going to say, we have, what did you say?
32 or 33% it was down.
All right, so
that's the lowest I saw.
Well, I just put a Fibonacci instead of a...
Yeah, put as many Fibonacci's on it.
No, I want to do that drawing tool. So it was, what do we have here? No, it was more than that.
Nah, it was. I don't think it was. How much was that?
26?
Oh, no, I saw 30. It was definitely 31 or 32.
That's not, ignore that thing. Anyways, it's only 16% down now. I don't know why that said, doesn't really matter. Look, the reality is the market's bouncing. This has been bouncing the entire time. But if you look at the Qs, we got that pretty much in line inflation print across the board, right? Like there was you can say there was a slight uptick in year over year, but the month over month all came in as expected. So without that and with the move that we had in the labor market, that increased the odds of that rate cut well over the 90%. I think it was 94 the last we checked. I'd have to double check, which we'll do probably a little bit later on. And the market just decided that it was going to reverse after it was falling. It was a weird one because, ultimately, like you were selling at the open, which we've seen after those 930 bounces, but it's managed to find its way back into the upside and a host of things going absolutely ham. Whoops, make sure I'm in the right chat here. Yeah,
looks like it's good.
That's the right chat. I was looking at the wrong one. ETH gets to 45 hundo.
Oh, wow.
ETHA randomly at 34. It'd be hilarious if 3420 was actually 4,500. What are the odds of that? Let me just double check.
I want everyone to hit the like button.
Pretty close. 4520.
Oh, wow.
All-time highs in $300 on ETH. Wow. That is legit. Daniel asking, quick question, is IBM a good buy now? I thought I said to wait. It's because this is starting.
What has it been doing today?
No, you know what? To be honest, I didn't even look at it.
Down 1%.
I was still when we're looking at the bottom, like I pulled out a monthly chart on IBM for you guys yesterday, and I said like on the weekly, it's closing the first time under the 50-period moving average. I'm pretty sure I said I'm waiting for 220 or something to prove that it can hold the 50 on the weekly chart. So it's not at 220. It hasn't done anything but slide down a little bit further. I just feel like you got to be willing to be patient. Like that's a pretty hefty pullback there. I think it's going to be a good value, and it's got the divvy. But yeah, I'm not rushing to get into this one. I preach a little patience when it comes to things that are going counter trend to the market.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we should have a good day coming ahead. I mean, I'm going to assume Big Bear AI is going to be on that board. What a comeback that name has had, up to $6. Again, Neil just talked about it. So we're going to go over all of this. We're in the long Apple right now, but I don't, we're kind of following the market. I didn't mind some of those stories there, like it's because we were going short on the fact that Perplexity Chrome kind of discussion there, because I know Apple's big into that as well, and so I was kind of thinking it was negative, and all of a sudden we broke through this 230 mark and we went long, and now we're just kind of long again right now. We're just trying to figure this out, and if it breaks back below this 229.50, then we're going to get out of Apple. But we already picked up that rate there off 50 and brought it up. That's $1 right there. So we've done well to do that for this point, but now we'll have to wait to see if it wants to give it back up and get to the downside. Also looking for NVIDIA today, this afternoon, to see about 180. Wow, it looks like it wants it. Going to be happening right now. So we're going to go long. I'm going to go long 183 to break through there, but I also, I bet bigger. Well, you know what? If we can get back, if we can break that and then test that high, that'd be okay. We'll take it. Anyways, that's something to look at right here for NVIDIA. I actually thought it was a little cleaner up here, and won't run into that from today. I must have not paid too much attention. I thought it was like, okay, we're going to break 183. It could be all good. But yeah, wow, that was down to 180 right now. Palantir moments away from all-time highs again. If I'm incorrect on that, then maybe. Yeah, there it is, 188. Wow, man. I mean, to be down on this name when we wanted long, like this morning was.
What price did you say it's at?
Yeah, this is the breakout level of 188. I mean, it's absolutely wild. I mean, maybe I should take this instead of NVIDIA on the break. I mean,
$188.
Yeah, this is that. I mean, the 188 is the marker here for PLTR. So there it is right there, that break. Oh, wow. Okay.
What's the... Oh, hold on.
Oh boy.
Okay, wrong.
We might get into some spicy trades here, especially a little revenge trading probably. So we're gonna be in trouble here. Yeah, Palantir trying to break, NVIDIA trying to break, and we're trying to go on both of those names. So let's get ready to rock and roll. It's Sharif at the screen, and we'll go over our rundown.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, everyone, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys locked and loaded, ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there, join us in the chat and any time of the day and get into the chat and vote for your favorite ticker simply by throwing in that $ followed by the ticker of your choice automatically registers. Here's a look at all four major averages, and all four are in green territory, being led here aggressively by the IWM, the Russell 2000, up nicely here, 2 2/3%, flying high on the IWM as well, with the NQ up 1.16. The ES just a hair shy of that 1%, 0.99 right now, and the Dow up 1.11. So good look for all four major averages. Bitmine here, the first ticker as decided by you guys, BMNR. And this one was flying high this morning as well as yesterday as a result of it announcing that they're picking up even more ETH. They're adding about $24.5 billion stock sale to fund these Ethereum purchases. The market likes that a lot, guys. Up goes BMNR. Calm down, Joe.
Don't calm down, Joe. I don't even know why is he excited? For all the potatoes that were on the lunch today?
It's crushing the potatoes.
There was so many well, I showed
I thrown mine out. I don't like those potatoes.
There was more potatoes on our salad lunch in volume than there was salad or chicken.
Yeah, probably.
Which
I had more salad, I think.
Oh, you did? I showed it live. I had more potatoes than.
You can top up the.
I can get more salad. I was more mad that there wasn't enough chicken relative to it.
Right, got it. Yeah.
Look, there's something that we say around here. I'll get to BMNR in a different sense in a quick second on the higher time frame. But there's something that we say on the show oftentimes. If you make a keystroke error, the first thing you should do is get out of the trade. So let's just say that I took a 65 break on BMNR, and there was the wrong number of zeros behind it. I got very fortunate in the fact that I had hit for the size that was hit probably scared the stock for a couple of seconds. And that was my opportunity to be able to get out of it. Because it eventually dropped $1, which is like, that's a ruiner for no questions asked. That being said, we can go back to brass tacks. But like the reason we say that is for obvious reasons. There's no point. Like, don't try to turn it into a winner. But BMNR, it's a squeeze play. It's moving alongside ETH because the treasury. It still hasn't broken out yesterday's high, but it is taking the stairs to the upside, just looking for it to like run the high and then pull back, which was the last good entry. Fail to break and then pull back. It was the 65 break clutch one. You're asking when did I get in? You can literally, I don't know, you can probably replay it. It was the 65 breakout on the top there. I was in and I was out, thankfully, very quickly. It pulled all the way back to 64. Let's just say if I had actually gotten out at 64, it would have been a problem. But we didn't. As long as ETH is good, then this is good. If I see ETHA, although I don't think I paid for locates here, I might have. If I see ETHA starting to pull back, note that this is trending clean up and BMNR has already started to find a little bit of resistance. So it's not necessarily going tit for tat, but if this pulls back, believe me, BMNR is going to as well. Better trend over there in ETH. Personally, I'm much more with just get the underlying instead of the treasury play, but I understand there's momentum to be had.
All right, we're into both those stocks broke. So we got, and then Palantir went up 20 cents or 15 cents, and we were waiting at 188.15 just to get out of 10% like we always do, and it just didn't. Literally stopped right on us. So let's see. We need to get Palantir going here, especially if the futures could take out the highs. That would be nice, PLTR. And also falling back down as well goes NVIDIA. They're both just right at these levels, so I think we're fine right now. But they definitely had a fake break and a potential fake right now. So we'll have to give it a second. I'm going to buy some more here at 70 if it does go back down for NVIDIA and for Palantir. But those are the two names right now that we're just, well, and we're in Apple. So we're in everything long right now. I mean, the market's trying to go upside, trying to break through. Big level here, 23,900, bouncing off of it. Hopefully we can break with these three names trying to go up, but it's NVIDIA, Palantir, and Apple. Right now, I'm stuck long all of them. And yeah, living pretty dangerously at the highs right now. We could have faded it. I just thought with the momentum going higher that this is not a horrendous opportunity here. So that's what I'm going to go with. And yeah, right now it looks pretty horrendous because nothing's going higher. Yeah, BMNR, yesterday we traded this at the end of the, BMNR, we traded this yesterday near the end of the day, of course, and we had that great short. It was about $2 worth or so right there, yeah. So this break short, and I said that I would think about holding this overnight. We're not able to, but look what wound up happening, man. We got down to $58. We actually wound up covering right near the end of the day. I think you guys, if you were here yesterday, you saw that trade. So, and then today we get down to 54. So that was, a $6 or $7 trade right there to the downside. Obviously, you're probably not picking up the very bottom there, but I just like this consolidation right into there. I mean, that's the kind of trades, I know I just punched into these trades right now, but these are the kind of trades right here that you like, where you make the move down, you find its way, and then you break higher. Too bad that I was, obsessed with looking at all the tech names today, but this would have been a great opportunity. $60 break, consolidation down $3, boom, to the upside. Now you're looking at 66. Yeah. Again, up 11%. Ethereum's not up 11%. So this continues to work. Also, SBET is another name in this space as well that I don't know why it's
not as good.
Well, it doesn't have Tom Lee pumping. It's tired, right?
That's exactly the thing. But if you're playing momentum,
yeah,
then take the one that's just got everyone else seemingly behind it. And you just can't fight that. That's just all it is. Like you can't, I don't see the argument why it's doing what it's doing, but ride the horse while it's there. This is...
I don't mind that.
BBAI. I made the mistake the other day of thinking that everyone was talking about BBAI when it was actually another company that was going ham. And it's up 21% again today. So, well, it wasn't 21% yesterday, but it was up a bunch yesterday as well.
Let's go.
BTAI, the other one. Let's go.
It was a mixed report, Neil. They beat on the bottom line, missed on the top line, but the market really rewarded them for profitability and the shoring up of costs. So here's what they printed. EPS negative $2.45 per share on revenue of $120,000, excuse me, which actually missed the $283,000 expected by the street, which is a substantial miss. But as you can see, the price near day's highs.
Stock has been on an absolute tear. I mean, going into this print. Now, you told me going into this print, this was a $1.50 stock, and at the open, what did it do? It failed the top and then trended back down $2. Those are the ones that you write off. Like, okay, see, it's gone from $1.50 to $7. It's dropping like an absolute rock off the earnings. It's everybody taking profit. Oh, and it just broke the top. So that's the shorts getting hurt. It's just, so here's the example. Anyone ever seen Misery?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, like that scene, that's what's happening to the shorts right now. Yeah, they're getting hurt a little bit. And a little bit's an understatement because you can't tell me that new shorts weren't all over this thing when it started failing back in. That's what happens. That's what hedgies do. They're like, oh yeah, you want to do this? Oh, it's starting to drop into the $5. We're going to short it. It's going to come back and be $1. So this actually looks pretty good. I mean, that being said, like, here's the thing.
Look at the market.
BBAI has done 190 million shares to this 30. Like BBAI is, and we'll talk about it later. I think that's just one I'd rather trade. BBAI also moves, and BBAI is doing better volume, 6-to-1 here, and much more liquidity. So I prefer to go back to that. Well, and we'll get to that one in a second.
What the hell? This time I picked stocks, and they're not going while the futures are going. So frustrating today because we are on the futures trading, and now we're just breaking out right now into new highs, taking those levels out right now, and we're fading out on some of these plays. Palantir just went again through 188 and stopped at 05 again. Like I was like, okay, we had sort of absorbed that dip down there, and then there it was right there. Oh, we actually went to 07s, 08s on that break there, and then same thing with NVIDIA. It just rebroke it as well, and that's the one that went to, again, the same thing, 06, 07s, again on that break hard. Come on, guys. Let's get this move going through now. All right, 8, it's trying to go, so hopefully it will go. It's Palantir that's not going, so that's the problem. Apple's making its way back up, so hopefully that can go, and we can see what happens here. But yeah, nice little, there, come on, market. Let's break higher right now, man. I mean, let's go, NVIDIA. You can break through this level here. All right, I'm going to cheer this on, and we're going to go over to Sharif and see if hopefully he can bring some good luck. Spike.
Go up. Let's go. Big Bear AI is going up here, Sean, as I was telling you before I got off. So obviously it was a big move down on a worse than expected report. They did miss expectations for the current quarter, and they did cut guidance. But when you look at the report, it really had a lot to do with the government efficiency push with Doge, et cetera. The CEO worried that he may be on the receiving end of some cost cutting there. But the market, like in this one, at least for some recovery, boys, Big Bear AI certainly off the lows.
Thankfully,
there's a method to looking at stocks that do these kind of bounces. If it has a big short flow, well, first of all, if it's a company's down over 10% after earnings or any day, if it's a company that is a good trend long term and think people want to pick up, then usually there's some kind of a bounce play. The other side of it is if they have a decent short float, then you can get a bounce. But I think really, to boil it down, I only went long in BBAI today, and it just was only because of what happened in AI yesterday. Like I was short, why didn't that flip? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Yesterday at the open, C3AI tried to go, was a short, was able to get some, then it went out and broke out higher. So when I saw BBAI gap down with a very similar setup, I was like, oh, if that stock was a long yesterday, I want to be long. Didn't really do the best with the initial long. We went over this. I didn't do very well with the VWAP long either. Disappointing in both directions. Then it finally broke a double top. Trailed out of it, but to me, this was much better because at least I was able to get the move on a late day breakout. It hasn't really stopped, although it seems like it's made a bit of a top here underneath $6. So for the first time, I would argue that at 570 it was kind of a random price after the breakout that it pulled back. But this 6 even here, that's the prior support level on the daily. It's the 50 period as well. So it actually makes sense that BBAI would be running back a little bit. So the first place to look for a dip would be this 570 level and then 545 to 550 and VWAP. Bounce play at any one of those three on Big Bear AI, which wasn't that bearish after the open. And this is the problem I always say with, if you're day trading, have an idea of the move from the open as opposed to just the percentage on the day. Because, you know, you'll look at other programs that are like, calling one out, they're like, and BBAI cratered today, blah, 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 when really all of the volume today was more or less to the buy side. Yes, it gapped down, but if you were trading this stock, it was only bullish.
All right, yeah, PLTR, again, like, you know, when we're in it, it has no problems doing the opposite of what we want. So, you know, it breaks 188, we tried a little bit more, it broke the 50-period moving average. So we're out right there, 187.50. You know, sucks, what can you say? I mean, we did try it right here. We still have Intel. I mean, at least Intel's in the money $1 right now. Just not many shares left. Look at this stock, up $1 right now, Intel, as that continues to go, oh boy. And finally, Apple's starting to get going a little bit off of a reload price right there. Man, that's too bad about Palantir because we were right there with that stock. And that had a good chance of breaking. And just does not. Let's take some out of Apple before we get a little too carried away there. We'll take a 71 or 72. Needed to get going, man. I mean, let's just take a little bit of profit because that's the way the day seems to be going right now. Okay, look, Big Bear AI, we took out another 10%. I said that right off the open that we were waiting at $5. So we were able to get that. We should have punched the long. It does come back in and give you that long again, but now it's not so bad. And now it's back to $6. So, you know, we had wrote down that some of the dip buy opportunities were going to be into here. That's the 200-period moving average, 425, 375. We put down as like the ultimate, like, oh my gosh, area, but we didn't come close to that. I mean, the washout was off the quarter, and again, it was a bad quarter. It was really bad. Like they missed by 71 cents EPS negative when they did 6 last. Like it's not great. And unfortunately, Big Bear AI is just, it's in the right space, but it doesn't have the contracts. It's whether or not it's a baby Palantir or not, it's real. It's not even born yet. So you're going to have to wait to see what winds up happening here with this play. I mean, I still like it. We're long at 420. But today, obviously, when you're playing stocks into earnings and vice versa, it can be pretty difficult, and you never know what to expect. So Sharif ran over the numbers. You know, we've posted them up as well. It's not great. It was not a great quarter for Big Bear AI, and it's actually, thankfully, recovered back half of its move. Like it was down 31 or 32%
more
at one point. So you dropped basically from 4 o'clock yesterday, $7 down to 5, so that's 2, and now you're stuck back at 6. So if we can get up to $6, it kind of is just another drop. Remember, the BBAI expected move yesterday was 19%. So it's down 18% right now, just the wrong way. You know, we would have liked it to have gone upside. So, but yeah, that's Big Bear AI. You know, it's I think it's probably not worth a punch long at $6. Some of the stuff that I've punched hasn't worked out right now, but Big Bear AI, we'll have to see what happens. It's another 200 million share day. So
the volume is through the roof.
Yeah, we'll ask Brian about this name as well. Brian Chan will join me on the market recap. Yeah, well, I'm having him back. Last week we said he took a hike.
Well, there was all the earnings.
Yeah, we had all the earnings, and he messaged me. He's like, "Am I back?" And we're like, "You're back, baby." So he'll be back with us to talk about that, and I'll ask him what he thinks about Big Bear. He's gonna tell me he doesn't like it. All right, so let's go. It's NVIDIA right now. It's Apple, and it's back to the desk with Sharif.
You okay, Joe? Joe? Things good? All right, Amazon here, guys. Went kind of, I don't know if it's green yet, but that was an aggressive sell-off to start right at the open there. There's really no news catalyst for this to explain the sell-off or the recovery, guys. So Amazon was voted by you guys as number 4, but really no news catalyst, and it seems to a little bit break even. Any look here, boys?
Well, it's a great recovery because Amazon actually flat bottom broke underneath the 200-period moving, the 50-period moving average at $220. That's the right way to think about it. I'm going to get to the super chat in a quick little second. Actually, I think you can get to the super chat. I'm out of intel. But Amazon, I liked Amazon after their earnings. And ultimately, this is what happens sometimes. You let it make a bottom. For everyone asking about IBM buying the dip and all that stuff, I think you let it settle. Once it holds, usually like a double bottom, triple bottom would be great, but if it holds a double bottom after earnings a couple of days, then it's all systems go, okay, and you pick it up. And it felt like, to me, I didn't want to trade the book, it felt like it was a flat bottom break short, so I was short it. 0 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, so I'm down on Amazon today. it's still weak relative to the market, but I know it's 0.3 and the market's 1.2, but there's another side to that coin. It reestablished the support at the 220 level above that 50-period moving average. So I think that's a bit of a feather in the cap here, closing back above that 50. It's still got all these lower high sellers going on, so I'd like to see it make a higher high at some point on this 15-minute chart. That's yet to happen. I mean, just, you know what, it's the only time we're going to talk about. I'm only in. No one cares about NEO, and NEO did like a pattern that set up a short, and I'm still shorted. But NVIDIA, all kinds of resistance here, 182.70, once, twice, third time it broke it out, bought the dip back in, now it's trying to break out to the highs. If NVIDIA takes out the top today, it's an all-time high, because that's how NVIDIA does. Every day is an all-time high. Unless you are, well, I'll let you talk about Amazon, but unless you're Tesla on that list, then you don't get it. You don't get an all-time high.
No, Tesla gets punched in the face again to me. But yeah, thanks for the super chat there. We have a couple of pull this down. We have a couple super chats right here. Shout out to Dane right now. Intel owes us all money. Nice work, Sean. Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, it was a pretty good call there today. And then I think it might be doubling these up. I noticed because there's 2 marks here. It might just be me. Yeah, it's just me. You only see one.
What?
Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks, Dane Generous, regardless of the amount there, but the $50 is pretty sweet. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, for me on Intel, I mean, we just again, you know, we had the first break right there. Sorry, we did not. It broke back down into 21, and we are looking at $21 there from yesterday. We talked about it wasn't like the most solid of levels. I remember we said that. So there's our long there at 05. So again, not great, but not bad there. Finally, it looks like NVIDIA, we just got to fill for an amazing 10 cents. Hopefully it continues to go higher. But yeah, 21.05. And then we had talked about this level down here as well. So, you know, we wound up putting on a decent position once we got down there. And now you can see Intel's back up to the upside. We made this call yesterday when we found out that Liputin was going to be going to the White House. I said that Trump would make nice, and that's what would happen. So yeah, I mean, I was thinking the other way. So today, Intel is right here on the sticky note as your #1 trade idea. And again, if I just need to follow my own stupid rules, because if we did that, I'll just show it to you right into here. If we did follow our own rules, that's Brian Shannon's message for sure. You would see right there long Intel 21, our #1 trade. But then we had Tesla long and Palantir 183 and 185 breaks like that. Those are both way higher right now. And there's our Big Bear AI 475. But anyways, yeah, just a little upset the way we've traded some of these names today, but yeah, Intel's a good one. So I want to thank you for the generous donation and for the talk right there about Intel. But it's NVIDIA right now that we're trying to see about going higher. Apple eventually gives it up there, by the way, and comes all the way back down. But that's just a break level there, so we're fine with that one. We're able to be fine with Apple, but it's right now it's NVIDIA trying to make back what we lost there on Palantir. So more to come here with NVDA. All right, that's Tesla.
One more. Okay,
let's go. I didn't even know. Okay, I thought Sharif was gone. Okay, Tesla right there. Let's go over, talk about it, and we'll figure out what we got to do.
Kind of flat here, Sean, but looking to break out through some of these highs, some higher lows, looking like it's accumulating. A couple of data points with respect to sales today from China and locally. So they recorded 13,400 new registrations in China between August 4th and 10th. However, July sales were down 12% year over year on the month. Separately, Tesla is leading new price reductions for their EVs domestically in the United States as they get ready for that $7,500 EV tax credit to lapse September 30th. That's helped boost some sales, guys, but you got to think about the margin compression that comes with some of these price cuts.
That's what we're talking about, Optimus.
Maybe.
Like last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago that we were checking out Optimus? Might have been two.
Well, I think it was maybe it was last week. Whatever week it was.
We're moving past where people are looking for the growth. Like we were joking about Tesla not getting back to all-time highs. Like Google's going to get there. Meta obviously already did. Microsoft did already this year, and obviously Nvidia did. So out of the Mag 7 names, you've had a few that have had struggled to get there. Obviously, Tesla is going to be one of those. I don't think it's going to be about EV sales. or that story that's going to get them back to the top. It's going to be a breakthrough in automation. It's going to be a breakthrough in robot. With Optimus, I don't know when that's going to be. That said, there's something interesting about the close prices recently on Tesla. When it breaks out, like a traditional breakout from a close price, it's been good. But it doesn't always work the first time. Like there's a close, there's the fail breakout, the next day, ham. This one doesn't give you the chance. Today it looks like, if I can go back and I can show a few more examples of it, but right now, prior close, it's the first chance that we've had to break away from that 339 close. And I'll jump over to the 3 minute now, ignore the VWAP because there's a whole swath missing there, but 340 is a setup right now for Tesla. So I'm in, ATNF halted, by the way.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, 340 break on Tesla. I'll give it a pretty tight stop because this time of day I don't want to fight it too hard, but ATNF is halted with a tap of 1235. So halted to the upside, ATNF up 260%, and the theoretical auction price for those trying to follow along, 1234 now. So it looks like that one is still going, but Tesla looks like it's primed to break.
Okay, yeah. Earlier on today, we started our day off not in a good mood here because it was Tesla time. And, I thought it was going to be a green day for Tesla, honestly, although we did get negative China sales. But, I was thinking that we were going to hold VWAP in the 200 period, and none of that happened. And then we tried the shot rate there. Yesterday's closing prices, which I always try, 38.50. Look, I mean, this is the whole thing. If we had that crystal ball, then, I just would have shorted this thing. But, yeah, I don't know. Got to do better on it. I still like it. Randy and Sharif had a good automotive day, sort of segment at the beginning, middle of the day there, about 1:15 or so. But right into there, 340. That looks like a good little break if you can get going on Tesla. I just don't know if we want to trust it right now. I mean, we're hella long now. We're long NVIDIA right here, and that's finally starting to go. Obviously, Palantir slipped up on us, but there goes NVIDIA. We just missed that reload, man. I'm sitting here at 70s to get more. It goes down to 75 and then Rip City. So good on us to have this right now. Let's see if NVIDIA wants to continue to work, but that's it for Tesla. And then, Rivian again, had that move down into, was it 11 or so, I think, the other day? Yeah, so we got into 11 almost flat there on earnings, and now you're up nicely again on Rivian. Not nicely today, but nicely bouncing off that $11 mark up to 12. So, yeah, there goes NVIDIA, there goes Rivian, not there goes Rivian, but there goes Tesla trying to break higher as well. But yeah, that ATNF, just a quick little look there because his life sciences name halted again, up 300%. Yeah, big time flying today. So there's that break on the daily again. And whenever you've got, I'm going to assume there's news related here, but whenever you get this kind of a move, it's like, wow, congratulations on that one, up 13%, up to $12. The tap on this, 258%. The tap is just 12 flat right now. Yeah, okay, they're buying Ethereum right now. So, okay, so thanks, Sharif, for that one.
Naturally.
Yeah, but naturally, right? So you do that, you go upside. So there it is right now, ATNF. Tap of 12 should be opening up relatively soon. So, yeah, just a couple.
My daughter's joining Girl Guides.
Yeah, that's
Instead of selling cookies, they should just go around selling crypto.
Yeah, I was a leader for Scouts Canada, what my kids were doing.
That's what my pops did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Although, I have beef with the new, it's actually not new, the recipe for the Girl Guide cookies. They changed it.
Oh, did they?
Well, compared to when we were young, it's probably at least 5 to 10 years ago.
Right.
And it is so much worse. I still eat them like they're.
Yeah. I think you can have a little bit of the chocolate ones, the vanilla. I mean, they're all so good.
The original recipe for those cookies was so delicious, and now it's just like, yeah, they're all right, but not a big deal. But it should be fun. We're only doing basketball, swimming, and guides.
That's a lot
in the fall. Is it?
Basketball, swimming. Yeah, I think that's a lot. Depends on how many nights a week it is.
Swimming is it's not a spectator sport, man. It's not like when I go to watch her play baseball and it's exciting.
Swimming is okay, but she's not, yeah, it's lessons.
Well, she's a great swimmer.
It's not like it's competitive swimming.
I'm so happy that my daughter is a good swimmer because I'm terrible. My wife's a good swimmer because my wife's family does a lot of camping, and we do a lot of outdoor stuff. And I love the fact that she can take care of herself in the water.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, like I would go camping, or I'd go to like a cottage or something, and like everyone I knew, all my friends could swim, and I basically throw me in the water and I don't die is basically the way I would explain it. Like I can keep myself alive for a certain amount of time in the water.
You float?
Yeah, like for the most part. But
Okay.
for a safety standpoint, it's a good peace of mind. Make sure you teach your kids to swim. I think it matters. Tesla doesn't seem to want to break out. I'm just keeping it real. Like I'm not like Scuba Vicky in our fantasy league. That dude, he's like.
I mean, I swim every day. So, I mean, swimming is pretty easy, but you got to know how to do it.
Well, it's saying you got to. West Indian.
I'm not trying to like say that
my parents both learned to swim when they came to Canada. West Indians typically do not bother learning to swim because they just walk out into the ocean. It's a hard truth. 340 doesn't want to break here on Tesla. I don't know what the heck's going on here.
Yeah, the market's kind of just figuring itself out again.
Sideways. We're not really.
We took some shots. Tesla's at a great level, though.
Well, I'm going to get attacked by no shark.
If you're looking at it, I mean, we've already mentioned this right here, what Tesla's doing. If you think the market's going to start to head downside right now, this is probably a fantastic level with very minimal risk here on Tesla. That 340 break, like take the short here. If the market fails, I mean, I'm long the market right now.
Get that. Make sure you get the
straight to your inbox.
Free.
Right there. Here we go. We're running this. Thank you, Andre. No, that was pretty good. Pretty good. I don't mind running that. Promo right there. All right. So anyways, that's just looking at what Tesla's doing right now. NVIDIA's in risk again. We got out of about 35% of NVIDIA. It is looking like it wants to come right back in right now. So there's the move back for NVDA. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye here on PK, Parks, Hotels, and Resorts. Apparently, a group by the name of Oxford is flagging this name as a long idea, saying that it has a continued comeback. As you can see, nice little push up here for PK after this post. And it's worth noting the volume is pretty significant here. Over 2 million shares already traded on the day. Back to you.
Hey, get it, PK.
Subban,
yeah, I just think of PK Subban as well. Penalty kicks, load.
Fives.
Yeah, already starting to come back. What you want to see when you pull up a name that's breaking out that high, I want to see that continue. Yeah, it's starting to come in. You want to see that continuation volume start to come in there. Come on, Tesla. You really just not going to do it. Nothing.
I know.
It's just this is the third candle in a row that's right here. Higher highs, right into the 340 level, no break. Just over and over and over and over again. Yeah, whatever. This is like watching paint dry here. NVIDIA is pulling back a little bit. The hold has been at, well, you already mentioned it, 182.75. I reloaded at 81s. I think I take another shot at this for a third time if we can get it underneath the 182 here on NVIDIA. I always want to check to see what's going on with AMD. Why did that order?
I punched up by accident.
That was weird. You guys heard me hit the key. There it is. I guess sometimes I have to hit my enter key twice. It's definitely the keyboard. I should get that checked because
get a new
you heard me hit it and like the order didn't go. I just hit it again. And AMD similar story. So it's not as if this is going to be relatively strong at all. Oh, BBAI, everybody.
That breaking again?
Not yet. $6 break hasn't happened on BBAI, but it's getting pretty darn close. It might even just be like take a 595 break into 6. That way you don't have to take the 6 break. You can be long at 96. And if it fails the 6 break, you can get out at 95 and only lose 1 cent instead of 5.
Okay. I like that. I like Sharif. I like that, Sharif.
Sharif seems to like that as
Sharif's
much
like,
as
okay. I like that one. He just crushed like 14 eggs in a matter of like 3 minutes.
We got the hard-boiled eggs.
I couldn't even speak. I was going to say something about it. I looked over and the guy was done.
It's impressive.
Yeah, he likes the eggs.
Well, the crazy thing to me is, it's impressive, and I couldn't pull this off. Sharif works out like twice a day, every day, and doesn't take like rest day or like a week off every now and then. That dedication is on another level.
Taking a week off is for wimps. probably supposed to.
Well, no,
No, Joe agreeing.
Like
over here.
I'm not an expert, but like my track coach used to always like you'd have like this is like you're lifting, this is the cycle, and then you take a break from lifting for like a week.
But that's when you
maybe
were
a little bit longer.
18.
But now I take breaks more frequently than that even. Like I work out 3-4 times a week, but I'll take a week off from working out every couple of months. But like usually I'll do like cardio or
Neil, you've lost your mind.
I don't do nothing that week, but I don't lift. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's because you guys are nuts anyways.
You can do I do like mobility stuff because I'm an old man. I don't want to get Mariano. By the way, I did not know when I was talking about Mariano Rivera for the lesson of the day. I had no clue the dude had just torn his Achilles.
Yeah, yesterday, over the weekend.
That was brutal, but that's a reason. That's a reason to like stay nimble because it's so easy. Like mobility is everything, for sure. All right, BBAI. I'm going to take the break if it breaks a new high. That's 590. Oh, it's 96. Let me just make sure I put that in correctly. I think I might have put it at 96 instead of 97. No, it's good. So we break the high. I'm going to go into BBAI and try to hold through the 6 level if it can go. NVIDIA didn't dip, so that's fine. What else we got going on here? Let me know what else you guys want to look at. I mean, the market is essentially in August afternoon mode. This is the thing.
Hopefully it can start to climb.
Yeah, like when I say August afternoon mode, like it's chilling, trending to the upside, but all the really big candles on a 15-minute, they're just in the open. You know, and
I can't even get filled here sitting on the off of Apple.
That's sort of the thing. Like you don't necessarily want to overtrade. So I want something that's going. BBAI is going. I think it makes sense. Tesla 340 seems like a pretty good level as well. Ari Page's thoughts on daily skip rope. Yeah, jump rope every single day. I'm talking about like lifting weights every single day without breaking. I feel like that can take. Whatever, to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, it's just different. We're obsessed with our families and stuff like that. This guy's obsessed with working out.
I'll do 20 minutes of like hip mobility stuff. That's just, I do that every single day in the morning. I don't lift but I do something movement-wise every single day. I just feel like you have to. But it's hard. In terms of getting like 90 minutes into workout, I can't beat more than 3 days a week because it's out the window when we have activities. And so like first off, I need a day where Eric doesn't have an activity is the first part. And
it's like I'm literally getting home.
So the weekend's better because you have whatever.
Are they?
No, it's better because they're not at work here, right? Like,
oh man.
Anyways.
I looked. I don't have a day off till like mid-September. Like tonight, I get home and immediately to practice. Like our practice is 6 o'clock, and it's like okay. And by the time I get home from here, it'll be like 5:30. Then I got to drive to the practice, anyways. And then we're going out for dinner after. I cut practice short to 7:30. If it does rain, that'd be better because it's my daughter's birthday today. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Gia.
To her as well. Turning 11 right now. She's playing in a U15 tournament, by the way, and she's 11 years old. She wants to go to some hibachi, where the guys do the cooking in front of you.
Oh, those are so much fun.
Yeah. So Joe's coming there. Yeah, you pick up the bill, my guy. So there it is right now. Yeah, we're really happy for that. We went last year, and she really loved it. So we'll get those guys to flip it up and get going on that. Yeah, we'll do something special. We took my son to. I forget what the name of it is. It's all the meat. It's all the Brazilian steakhouse. Copacabana.
That's the one that we had our office party was there.
Yeah. So I knew all about Copacabana. They come with the huge skewers, and it's just like, you want this Parmesan steak, you want and it was absolutely.
Needed that today with the lack of protein on my lunch.
Fantastic.
Say it again.
Salisbury steak is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's a Brazilian barbecue. You know what, Andre? We should do that as a group around here. We should do that. Go to Copacabana.
We didn't do a Christmas party.
I mean,
well, I mean,
I can't organize everything around here, but we should probably do something like that at some point. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll try to do that. We do have Nimitz coming through on Thursday. He's going to be here. He wants to go out to dinner somewhere. We could go there actually for dinner. Where is there at Copacabana? Maybe we'll go there with Nimit on Thursday for everybody involved in that. That was the one night. I don't even have Thursday night off. I'm just going to go do that and cancel.
Oh, I'm hit or miss on Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to make it on Thursday.
I've already canceled my plans. I'm not here on Friday, so. Okay, so I won't be able to see him. So if I don't do it on Thursday, that's that. All right, just quickly here as we continue to go, I'm just going to get out of Intel. It's right here. If Intel does break this level, we're going to get out. Intel has been a great stock, obviously, for me today. You know, the only one I'm green on, green on a few others, but the only one that's actually doing anything. There's Intel 21. Let's just get a little bit of a break of 64. If it breaks through 64, we'll get out. I mean, we made the way all the way back to the 50-period moving average. We had broken it there, but the thing is that here we got support at least from the 200-period moving average. And again, as CEO going to visit Donald Trump, I think that's done now, I think. I don't know what came of that, but Donald this morning was talking about it and just saying, oh yeah, he's had a nice rise here in the company and he respected him for that. And more talk. So yeah, probably not much going on there, but hey, you got to like the story, and it was my number one trade there today for Intel. So we'll take that and see what winds up happening with it. And then Nvidia, man, I'm just battling with it here. So I put, when it came back in there, that was a keystroke. I put the wrong price to stop out. My stop, bless you, is right here, breaking through 75. So if we break through that, that's the stop. I put 183.75, so punch me out immediately. Obviously, the answer is 182.75. So we have, I think we actually got in pretty much at the exact same price again. So that just ran one more time upside. So this break has worked for me. The Palantir break, although right now I'm still thinking about going long on this break right here of 60 for Palantir. So if that hits, then good for me. But that would be another long that I'm looking to take on a break right now for Palantir to see if this market wants to go. And then here goes Apple finally as well. An apple a day does not keep the doctor away today. Hopefully we can go to the upside. There it goes. Tim Cook visits President Trump, and we see that sort of push through now. So we've got three longs right now, Intel, NVIDIA, and Apple, and they're somewhat working, but need a little bit more oomph to this trade.
We have exciting news, everybody, for Canadian sophisticated traders. Beta Pro by Globex Canada has just launched 6 new triple leverage ETFs offering 3 times bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60, semiconductors, and U.S. Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. These ETFs also employ currency hedging, seeking to neutralize that U.S. dollar exposure, providing performance that may more accurately reflect the underlying U.S. equity indices. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out betapro.ca 3x daily to learn more. Scan the QR code you see out in front of you. Shout out to them and appreciate them sponsoring this portion of the show. Tesla finally broke the 340 level. It only took 15 minutes for it to do so. It then spent the next 3 minutes going 50 pennies and is still trying to get the dollar. The highs in the pre-market, let's just zoom out so you can see. The pre-market highs sort of correspond with this top where things dumped at about 3:30. I was going to say this time yesterday, but it wasn't. It was about 3:30 or so when this dumped through 341.5, and then there's your pre-market top. So kind of an obvious resistance level. Let's see how far it can go. The market's not, look, it's not blasting away, so you got to temper your expectations. I feel like if it goes to 341.5, that's the move. We'll take it and we'll be pretty happy with it. But this is not, like Tesla breaking 340 after this long a consolidation all day long and going but not breaking the dollar level, that just goes to show like this is the kind of market we're in. NVIDIA is still doing the same thing that it was before. BBAI, jinxed it. BBAI is still setting up to break out the high. It's now just going sideways. After I was saying between BBAI and BTAI, well, you know, BBAI is doing better volume. It's probably going to move more in the afternoon. And now it's going sideways and refuses to break the top. Although better than BTAI because BTAI has pulled all the way back in. So you're better off if you've been in BBAI, but it's not really doing anything just yet. That's sort of the thing. You got to be patient. You got to be really, really patient. Ooh. Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
Airy Pages.
Nice.
Thoughts on the most memorable time either you, Neelaj, or Seanfidence entered tilt trading?
What's up?
So
tilt trading right now. What was the question?
To be honest,
was it a question or a super
No, it's a
chat?
question.
Okay.
First, I'll tell you right now. Like the first thing I did when I keystroke BMNR was make sure that I do not take a trade in that stock again after that. That's the first thing. That being said, have I done it before? 100%. the biggest tilt trade I ever had was because of a phone.
That wouldn't be tilt, your keystroke error.
No, but it would be tilting after the fact if I jump back in. Or if I like reversed the trade or done something stupid, like tried to make it back on the same stock. But the first thing I do is not execute on that stock. The worst tilt trade I have actually took months to take place. And I missed a trading opportunity on a Brazilian close because, and this is just kind of weird, they closed the stock 5 minutes early and you couldn't trade the last 5 minutes of the day. Didn't know that going into the trade and missed a gigantic opportunity. So what happened is the next quarter, when there was a rebalancing happening, I essentially like projected that missed huge opportunity onto an opportunity that was maybe a tenth as good. And I knew it was a tenth as good, but I still literally maxed out my buying power anyways and got destroyed. And I literally tilted 3 months after missing out on a trade, which I will straight up, it would have been the biggest trade by far of my career because I was going to max my BP on it. And that's what a tilt trade is. And that's the thing, it doesn't have to happen 2 seconds after. In this particular case, it happened months after, but I was still pissed off over the fact that it was the way that I had missed the trade. I was sitting there ready to just jam into the stock, and then all of a sudden I see it close. I'm like, the market's still open. Why can't I get into this thing? Because they can close an individual stock 5 minutes early on the Brazilian exchange. I didn't know the rule, and I was pretty peeved. And then the next time I saw a trade on a similar stock, I kind of got a little bit too enthusiastic with it.
Enthusiastic, I like that word. We're enthusiastic right now. We got Palantir trying to go back up to the upside right here. I'm actually offering 69s. You know, this is the life today. Like it's, it just goes up there and stops. We got a decent amount of shares here. We're just long at 60s, 61s actually right now on that punch through. I said we were going to try to take this. If it breaks back down below 50, then I'm just going to get out. This is just a quick trade meant to see if we can get some movement there to the upside on Palantir. I was just offering 69 and it literally just fell right off of that level. So I don't know, man. I throw my hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care. All right, we did get a super chat in there that I think has gone. Oh no, it was this one right here. Member for 1 month. Okay, I thought this was Eerie Pages when you were talking about it, but I can't.
Oh, I missed it.
How do I get this? I don't know why it just keeps on doing that. There it is. Okay, here. So hi, Sean Neil. Got your P Pro 8 box. So P8 box right now from trading. So that's great. So this is the software that we're using right now is called P8. So you are obviously Bajan options trader. So no options on this platform, but glad to have you part of our team now here at Real Trading. So you are now part of it. And if you do have any questions, maybe quickly about any of the software, Neil and I could probably help you on the fly, but of course you'll have Dimitri or somebody helping you with your trading floor development team. So now the journey begins. Thank you both for being my inspiration to taking this next step. So yeah, man, I mean, again, congratulations to you for grabbing that and taking a shot here with Real Trading. We really, really appreciate it. Right here, it is right here. My praying worked. Weed Batman. I am Trader JT. What's up, Trader JT? All right, bought and held 200. Yeah, Oscar. Let's go, Oscar.
Why is Oscar a weed thing? I'm missing.
Don't worry, Neil.
Okay.
Yeah, Neil. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hit hydration. Take a drink.
Medicinal marijuana?
I know, yeah. You want the weed, Batman? Okay, there you go, Joe. All right, my praying worked. Oscar calls through the dip. Started selling yesterday and closed the rest today. Thanks for the confidence boost from you. You buy a beer fund. There it is. You are welcome, my friend. And, you know, sometimes plays work out, and sometimes they don't. So right there it is right there. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that OSCR has worked out for you. So a big shout out to you and, you know, taking a shot with me and with some of the things that we talked about. But again, it's down today. So we actually did talk about this up to the 50-period moving average. I didn't get out of any of these. Just like Big Bear AI, like I'm not in these like a huge amount of money or anything like that. But yeah, up to 16 from 1370 up to 16 and then fell off basically to the penny of its last high in there of 1635. So just a little bit of time here on Oscar and it's coming back in, but thank you I am Trader JT for the super chat. That means obviously a lot to all of us there here as well. Looks like Palantir does break lower, so we don't even get that level right there of 69, which is crazy. When we first got punched into it, went up to 73. That might have been a good one, but here it goes again. We'll see if it can try to get back to the upside, but it doesn't look like Palantir really wants to go for me. So a small hit there, but you know, a hit nonetheless. I was comfortable taking that play. So we can maybe try it back again here on Palantir. But yeah, so far not so good there. It's getting stopped out there. We'll try it one more time. It looks like it bounces off of, yeah, 47. My break was 48. Like just some of these things are too much. All right, maybe now a break of 40 and we'll try it. But there goes Palantir. Let's give it a second. Nvidia's trying to go. Apple's trying to go. All these longs are trying, but the futures right there just failed off the 50-period moving average. So what time is it? It's almost power hour.
Well, Tesla just went right to 340 to 341 and pull right back in.
All right.
Nothing is moving enough. That's the best way to put it. Like, I don't see anything that's moving the way that you kind of want to. Like, for a break that held this long, like, immediately you want to go $1 for sure. And again, ignore VWAP on that. Let's see if we can pull back and maybe catch something. Forget about 40 even. Like, support was closer to like the 39 range on the last available dip. Nvidia's holding for it, didn't really get filled on the last dip.
Now Palantir goes.
Yeah, it's not really doing much either. What else is going on here? What else do you guys want to look at? Just not seeing much. And I saw in the chat someone's saying revenge trading or tilt only happens in poker. And I'm like, it's an emotional thing.
I mean,
Like,
I think it's the same thing.
It's the same phenomenon, I think, in trading, and the thing about it is, I actually believe you're more likely to tilt if, like in poker, you're more likely to tilt if you had it in good and lost, as opposed to like, you know, maybe you didn't make the best move in the world and you lost. You're like, yeah, whatever, right? That probably wasn't a good call, or that probably wasn't a good bet. Like, you lose, it's like, who cares? But if you get it in good,
you hate losing with rockets.
You're pissed, and it's the same thing with trading. Like if you get wicked out and make a bottom wick, and it ends up being a really good trade, I think you're more susceptible in that moment to a tilt, because you're like, crap, not only did I lose, that should have been a winner, and it was actually, you were right about something, and it just didn't go for you. So that's something to be careful of. Anyway, I think they're very much similar, at least emotion-wise, between the two. There was something I was going to get to. Oh, yeah, BBAI just still does not want to go.
Okay.
Don't know what to tell you. Oh, we haven't talked too much about Circle. Yuck. So everything looked pretty good this morning after those earnings. And this candle's not going to look very good on the daily when it closes down here, because you're topping tail, fail break of 170, topping tail as well. So this feels like a short tomorrow. Yeah, like this feels like it should be short, like a 160 even a break. And as long as it's underneath that 170 prior resistance, maybe even the 72, Circle looks pretty weak after earnings. Oh, here we go. Anderson,
yeah,
what up, Anderson?
I didn't realize it was the same guy. I know,
Anderson,
I know how it's pronounced, my guy.
Ago at the Toronto office, and for you, my brother Sean, you pronounced it Bayesian.
Yeah.
Bayesian. You know, the Bayesians.
Exactly, I understand
You always can tell, don't hate me, because you know this is true. You can tell a Bayesian within 1 or 2 words. Even if you don't know West Indians, you can always tell a Bayesian within 1 or 2 words. You're from Barbados. Salute to you. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. We had the pleasure.
Well, what's the 1 or 2 words? You can't leave us hanging.
No, it's the accent. It's not the.
Oh, the accent.
It's the
okay.
accent.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like if you like a real yardie from Jamaica is really easy to tell.
Yeah, like looking at Joe, it's easy to tell he's from Jamaica.
No, but like Bayesians have the most distinct accent in the West Indies. I can't do it. Like I can understand it. I couldn't do it. But if you know, you know, obviously.
Yeah, what's up, Anderson? Yeah, no, so when I actually saw that, I thought it could have been someone from South Asia or something like that. Like, I don't know, I just was thinking, but shout out, Anderson. I'm glad that you're here now with us. And I guess your note was that you received the PA cube, right? So that's great. I just want to make sure that is what your note was.
I believe.
Yeah, there it is right here. Yeah, so this is the story right here. You've now taken your step with the best prop firm around, of course, real trading. So that is great. Wow, we're just getting flooded here
Nimrod
with some
again.
notes. Right here, what's up? What, Nimrod again? Okay. 100 and that's again a lot of money, I believe. Shekels right there. Thank you so much for all that. Yeah, when do the knives stop falling? Very, very good question there, as I'm just like getting stabbed and slowly. UNH and WIC seems to close 2 days back up. Okay, while Eli Lilly and Monday, Monday, we talked about that yesterday, had a case of the Mondays. Still volatile. Does it matter what other indicators we should be looking at as far as technical analysis? Well, we're glad you're back safe there. And again, thank you so much for that super chat just floating through with those shekels. Thank you so much, Nimrod there. But all right, so you wanted to talk about, I mean, the only stock that I've been looking at out of all of those, obviously we have Monday and there's a couple different names there. Let's go, Palantir, just freaking go. Yeah, Eli Lilly, flat on the day. You know, it's had its moves there. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Nimrod, but up to 645. Again, nice play. Coming back into 637. This is actually where I bought it. I'm long, I think it was 639. We averaged it in. We've not done well on our recent buy. Our first buy was 750, and then earnings happened, and we came all the way back in. We're still long from a long time ago. We're just adding it to our position. So again, I wouldn't, again, Nimrod, I know you like to use shares and everything. I would probably have to wait for this to break through 660. Like, you got to get a little bit higher, I feel like, to get rid of all this garbage and then start going back up to the upside. You know, as opposed to what you said for UNH. You know, if you use the terminology, not me, about falling. I have to get out of some more here because Palantir's starting to rip.
UNH is at least trying to make a bottom out of those names.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that you can't just keep catching that falling knife, because eventually it just keeps on. And with UNH, you're going to see, like, you know, if you get it there on earnings and then that happens, and then, you know, there's been other stories here, but, you know, the one story sort of begets another one, and then all of a sudden the DOJ was investigating UNH, and then, you know, they got back up there, and, you know, Neil was long, got out, and then doesn't break the 50 period and just keeps on going back down. So it's like sometimes you got to wait for something to happen. And you asked about technical analysis. Like, for me, 50 period moving average, if you can sort of coincide that with some levels, that's really the thing. So for me here on UNH, maybe 280 by the time we get there. If we get there tomorrow, probably the 50 period moves down as well. So I'll ask Brian on the after show today, Brian Shannon, to see where he's maybe putting an anchor view up. I mean, you could put one right here. I don't have it on this software, but that'll give you a good answer. But that anchor view up is going to be up here anyways. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think 50 period moving average for me is what I would use. So yeah.
For momentum, like, that's, if it's under, the thing is, when a stock really bottoms out, that's a downward trend, like, you'll see that 50 period finally be reasonable, and you won't have to break too far away from it. Like, what's an example? Viking Therapeutics did this. VKTX. Say it out loud so I don't typo that stock. It's so easy.
Yeah, that is
a name that you don't type a lot. Ooh, it's doing well today. Here's an example. By the way, Monday, just going to throw that one out there. Yeah, this one's not even close to showing a bottoming pattern. Monday.com. It's only day 2. On a monthly chart, it's nasty. On a weekly chart, it's nasty. On a daily chart, it's still nasty. Viking Therapeutics would be an example of a stock you keep dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and then look what happens. You don't need to always get the bottom. They bottom out at $20, but then it starts holding the 50 period moving average. And when it broke away from the 50 period, you could have had it at 30. Or you could have had it from the moment that it held the 30 and it was at 27. That's not the low, but that was it. But the trend had reversed on the stock, and now it's at $39. Right? So if you're waiting for something, it's that's the thing about a trade. If you're counter trend, there's a quote that has nothing to do with trading. Extraordinary claims should require extraordinary evidence. And when you're looking at, for a stock that has an extraordinary downward trend, then you should want something pretty distinct, in my opinion, for it to have made a bottom. And something like that looks a heck of a lot more interesting than always trying to catch that perfect wick. UNH, I would argue, when it does this move, yeah, like after this kind of a monster bottoming tail on huge volume, I bought it the next day, because you're thinking, oh, snapback play is different, but it didn't happen. And now you're just back to the resuming the downtrend that we've seen before. So we'll see what, I hope the stock goes up. And to answer a question in the chat, I'm pretty sure you use the simple moving average. I know I use the simple moving average on a daily chart, and I'm pretty sure Sean does as well. Yeah, I think it's just preference. Used it for a long time and never used exponential. Although on most of the time frames that we're talking about with some of these trends, they're not a huge difference. It's just whatever you find has worked for you. And if you see me do this, just trying to swat a fly. I've done it a few times, and you might think I'm just going crazy. Not yet, not yet. And I'm not buying CRM just yet. I just saw someone in the chat. When we brought up CRM, that was more along the lines of I was shocked at how bad that stock is doing. And so it's on my radar to look for a bounce, but it's not there yet. Just like IBM, I don't think that stock is there just yet. NVIDIA's trying to go, was unable to get the reload. I've canceled. I was trying to reload at the 80s where we got it before, but it's breaking out back toward the high. So gonna let this one try to fly, see if it can make that run. BBAI is still not taking out that top. One more time, come on BBAI, just take out the top one more time. You've done it. It's broken out so many times today. Why can't it break out again? It broke out early, and then it broke out this high, and then it broke out that high there again, and obviously it kind of really minutes later broke out a new fresh high. Now you got another double top. So just looking for the quick little scalp breakout trade here in BBAI, but the market might need to help us out a little bit.
All right, so there goes NVIDIA finally. So we'll go bull ride right now and see what can happen here for NVIDIA, trying to give it a little bit of room. And then, of course, Palantir was up there, and as one goes, the other does not. So we're going to have to wait right here. Remember, we are going to get stopped out if it does take out the 50-period moving average again. We're a little bit lower. Maybe we'll use it to reload a little bit of PLTR down here. But yeah, for right now, we're very aggressively trading today, and I don't really... probably shouldn't be doing that because the market's not going... I just think there's a last second trying to be a push here near the end of this day, but I'm going to have to refresh all my script orders because I don't want to miss any of them. And what I use by script orders is like, that's how I stop out, right? So I've already orders in there like this Intel trade. I don't even have to look at it. If it breaks right here, 60... I wrote down 65s, right? Yeah, so if it breaks 65s, we're going to get out. So I don't have to worry about it. We can look somewhere else. And that's kind of the way that I trade most of these positions, especially once we think we have something that can run for a little bit. We'll start to scalp out a little bit like we're doing now on NVIDIA, but we still got to make sure that if it does whoops downside, that we do have an order to get out because those are troublemakers, that's for sure, if they do fade on you. So we're going to have to watch out for that. And then get that order in for Palantir. So I was going to go, again, 187.39, that 40 break. And I just, okay, yeah, so it's in there right now. And that low take on Palantir, that's 47 right where the 50-period moving averages. So we'll take some there, just like last time it bumped it and then went. So we'll see if we can get that trade back in. The only trade working out right now for me, though, is NVIDIA. So happy for that. And let's just see. Oh, well, there goes Palantir. Like, just as I said, I put the order in and it just wipes me all the way down. So we could get taken out right now. Although the market's trying to go back up, doesn't mean Palantir wants to. So I don't know. We'll maybe get something out if it gets back into the mid-50s. But right now, looks like we'll get stopped out. So that order's out right now for me. There it is. And then we're stopped out. So we'll have to slap a... We'll just keep battling with it. But again, it wasn't that bad because we were able to get that. But at the end of the day, losing there on that trade as it breaks below 40s and we get out. I almost want to reverse this into the other way right now, but I do cheer on NVIDIA to see if that can go upside. And hopefully it can.
The market seems like it just doesn't want to do anything here.
Yeah.
That's sort of the weird
Yes,
thing.
Passport Chaos. I am huge red today.
Also, a script order, just answering a question in the chat, a script order is the same thing as a stop. It's a conditional order. A stop order is just a conditional order.
Yep.
Right? Like, if X happens, throw out order Y. And that's so when we say we're using a script order, because we can use stops to buy or to sell. It's just they're both script orders. And there's various types here at Real Trading, which is a big time advantage. One of the more popular ones, you can actually set a script, which will, it's like a stop script that'll cancel or get you out of 25%, 50%, 75, or 100% of your position, allowing you to say, like, take a breakout trade, but I only want to get out half if it comes back through the breakout price, and I'll manage the rest, and you can set that automatically. Pretty useful. Actually, I think that's a really good key. I use that primarily. There's certain situations when you might want a key that'll act a little faster that sits server side in, I guess, Jersey, because that one will sit on our side of the books. It's a small difference, but when liquidity matters, you might want to use something different. I'm looking over here at BBAI. I might not. The later this goes on, why do I keep typing Nasdaq for this stock? I don't know why. The longer this goes on, it just feels like the less likely this wants to actually go and break it out. I'm not thinking short on this, but I'm going to give it at least another 10 minutes to have this breakout order in to go long. But I was just looking at CoreWeave, which, by the way, CRWV, that had a pretty solid day today, like a lot of things. Strong trend to the upside, up 5%. Obviously, Circles had a different day. This has been on an absolute tear going into the print tonight. 100 is now almost at $150. We saw what happened to Circle. That being said, until proven otherwise, like this one's on one. But it's at a resistance spot here at 147. So for this afternoon, right now, going into the earnings, if it double taps this high, which, I mean, it's double tapping it right now, so pretty much it is doing it, and breaks this trend, I'm looking for a reversion on CoreWeave. Did I pay for locates?
Palantir trade.
Hold on a second.
Oh my God.
I did not pay for locates this morning on CoreWeave, probably because I paid for them on Circle. I'll go ahead and pay for locates here, but we break this trend line, which will be, for now, underneath 146. That could change in a couple of minutes, but I got to get the locates first. They will be cheap. They were 1 cent per share this morning, so I would imagine it's the same price.
Slowing down just a bit, but wow, look at that. I was going to say, look at this Palantir, like, you know, there's it breaking the 50-period moving average. Like, if I had a better read on this, you know, that 188, kind of silly because we've been up here a couple times before, especially on the daily, and then we break lower on it a couple times. And so just today, I thought with the Nasdaq being up 1%, you know, some good feels here with Palantir. But yeah, good feels, doesn't matter. Huge move there off of that break. Like, we just went down 80 cents. So, sorry, 60 cents from 40s down to 80s. So, like, that's, you know, again, you got to have the stops in. And that's why we take a moment sometimes, slow down, make sure that you do have your stop orders in, because, you know, especially doing what we're doing right now, so what's up to Bayesian there, options trader Anderson, like, if you don't have your stop orders in, then yeah, you're not going to survive. And we've heard Joe as well talk just from options trading, you know, if you have a big options position on, you don't let those things expire, right? You got to, like, have your stop, punch out for the hit of some kind when it's there and when it's available. And so that was available to us, and we absorbed that. Again, like, looking at this, I'd be like, oh, this is a good long down here at the 200 period, but it hasn't worked out for us. So we can move on and then just say, like, tomorrow's another day, right? I mean, we have the bullish IPO coming tomorrow, or was that Thursday? We're going
it's tomorrow.
Back and forth. It's tomorrow. So
Adara corrected. I think I said Thursday, and she said
right. Okay.
Which
so I'm not sure what time exactly.
I'm gonna. You know what? To be
I'm
honest,
hoping not 2 p.m.
I
again.
actually, the ones that, like, we hate it when an IPO opens that late, but the ones that have been the latest have been pretty good lately. Like, let's be real. Figma was worth waiting for. It still sucks that you have to sit there throughout lunch and not go to the bathroom, because you don't want the order to pop in and all that nonsense when you're not sitting there. But whatever. That's one that, because it's Peter Thiel, it's got a little more hype. It's oversubscribed. I think that's one we should be excited about. I'm going to take the opening print. Like, it would have to be up. I don't know. The last couple ones were over 2 times. 2x, like almost 2.5x, and we still took them long. So that'd be like, if it's like 3 or 4 times
what
the
price
issue
are
price.
What is the issue price?
Well, I'm pretty sure we could just ask it there. I have to double check to see what the issue price is. I'm sure.
Yeah, we can look it up.
Which we are going to go to Adara, I believe, anyways.
Why is BM&R going down? Adara?
I just looked up the price here, guys. It is going to be $32 to $33. That's the IPO price. It's going to be 30 million shares, offering amount here about 1.13 billion as far as I can see. It is worth noting, as of earlier today, I was seeing it was 20 times oversubscribed. Not sure about further updates, but here's the reason I wanted to call you guys over. We have massive expected moves on all of the closely watched earnings reporting tonight. Cava, 12% expected move. Rigetti, 12.7% expected move. CoreWeave, 16% expected move. This is as of about 2 p.m. These do tend to change throughout the day, so they could be a little bit different, but these are going to be more or less the expected moves for all these earnings tonight. Join Sean, myself, and Brian Shannon of Alpha Trends, our special guest here in the Market Recap Show at 4 p.m. Eastern. Be there for these earnings winners and for some market review. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara, as always. And someone just said, why is BM&R going straight down? I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would define that as straight down. Like, that looks pretty, I get it. The stock goes from $67 to $63. That's $4. But the actual range on the day is $13. So ultimately, this is kind of how the stock moves. It's not necessarily straight down, but you've got to consider just loading up Ether so you guys can quickly see, ETH had pulled back. And we've been saying this, and it still holds true. Minor pullbacks in ETH have been giving you bigger pullbacks in BMNR. It's up a bigger percentage for a reason, but like the slightest pullback, and it falls because people are taking profits on this. That's what's going on with these treasury plays. And ultimately, you've got to be able to, like, if you're trading, let's say, NVIDIA and looking at SMH or the Nasdaq, it's the same thing here. If you're trading one of these Ethereum treasury plays, or if you're trading a Bitcoin treasury play, then you should be looking at the underlying for extreme moves. So I think it's just kind of following along a little bit there. Sadiq asking about HIMS. I don't see much of anything happening right now. BBI might make the breakout finally.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, like maybe it'll go. It's trying, but it's been trying for 30 minutes now to make the breakout, so I don't want to jinx it. No, what do I think of HIMS? I think HIMS was a missed opportunity. Oh, there it goes. Just broke the high.
Let's go.
It's not $6. Remember, I was taking it if it broke the 5.95. If everyone's like, but it didn't break $6. Well, I said I was going to take the high of the day break. The high of the day broke, but it didn't break $6. Yeah, it's trying to go to 6. HIMS, it's been a good stock for a lot of people long, but it's now broken trend pretty clearly. The trend from the 200 period, like right here, volume picked up huge at the end of April. From that point on, you can see a clear trend line that just broke. Looks like a short to me. I'd favor short on this stock. I don't know why I wasn't looking at. Oh, I know exactly why I wasn't looking at it today. It was a bunch of really big movers on the earnings board, right? So you had a lot of things to be looking at. But HIMS, yeah, looks like a short to me, at least until it tests the low 40s. Right away 46, but the low 40s and the 200 period moving average. That's a trend line we've been looking at least for a few weeks now.
Yeah, thanks again, everybody, for joining us here today. You know, we did have, as we mentioned, there's CoreWeave tonight, so with an implied move of 15%. Again, renting these things out, big data center play here with CoreWeave. I mean, does this tell you something maybe about what the earnings could be like here today? You've had now 5 straight up days. Like, what a bottom that made down there. I don't know how, other than calling it. I mean, we called this play right down there at 110, just into this area. Remember, I was looking at it with Circle. Circle didn't quite get. They both had the same pickup areas down here between like 105 and 115, where we had that first breakout through 100. So I always think that you want to test 100, but now you're 47% higher than that. We were just at $100 back on August 4th. It's August 12th. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this being its 7th trading day, up 50% in 7 trading days. So I think it's a little heated.
That's running hot into.
Yeah. So, I mean, running into earnings right now, there's been no slip up of demand for the chips. I mean, we saw the CapEx spend continue to go for many names, and
all the big
NVIDIA, AMD's not at all-time highs, but NVIDIA is right now, or it's close enough to it. I wish it could go back there as we're long. But yeah, so I like CoreWeave today, but a 15% move puts this thing back through 160, back up to the upside. So yeah, to try to predict something, again, we talked about Big Bear AI yesterday and the fact that they needed to show some kind of profit, and then they threw out a number that was like 1,000%, like literally they were supposed to get minus 6 cents, they got minus 71 cents. So I don't know what CoreWeave's going to say. I expect them to have had a great quarter. Now, whether or not they guide forward, I would think they would. I mean, more data, more chips, more companies looking at this space. I mean, we've seen Salesforce, but then again, like this is what I was going to say. If AI and all this data was supposed to be a thing, I mean, Salesforce keeps getting killed. We've seen IBM as well going to the downside. So I don't know which companies exactly are going to be employing more of these.
That could be a good candle if we. Salesforce.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that could have been that bottom, ticked off right off that bottom there, 225. Nice move up there today. Well, actually, we're flat on the day, up zeros. But yeah, this could get going. I don't know, just another name here, Salesforce, that continues to go lower every day here.
Shockingly.
Like. So opposite of CoreWeave, really. I thought, Agent Force, I think is what it's called there, for Salesforce. I thought that would have been some kind of a.
Salesforce has been saying the right things all throughout this AI and not doing anything. Unfortunately, it's not enough.
Not enough.
Definitely not enough. I see Lucid here 3 times. Lucid. We'll get there in a second. We got a super chat. Is ARQQ a stock that you day trade? I have never. You say it's pretty predictable. Here's what I would say to that. If you ever read on the stock, and trade it. If to you, ARQQ has a good read, and it doesn't do a lot of volume, it's like 300,000 shares, but maybe you could be talking about swing trading. Liquidity matters for day trader. You'd never touch it. I mean, some traders might trade things that do 300,000 shares in volume. I would suggest most day traders probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
My guess is even at that low volume, we might even have it blocked on our system because the liquidity is so low. You wouldn't want someone accidentally punching into it with their buying power, and you couldn't even get out with the day's regular volume. That's a concern. But if you have a read on something, then you trade it regardless of what anybody else says. But it shouldn't matter whether I think it's a good stock to trade. I think it doesn't do enough volume. But if you've had success swinging something like this, because you can read it, and whatever the way that it moves fits you, or the types of patterns or indicators that you like to use, try not to sneeze here, work, then that's all at the end of the day that matters. I remember I've had traders, lots of traders will say this, don't let anybody ever tell you, oh, trading, if you're not a Forex trader, you're not a real trader. If you're not a future trader, you're not a real trader. If you're trading penny stocks, you're not a real trader. Get the heck out of here, man. That stuff's absolute nonsense, man. Like the first check I cashed was from penny stocks, straight up. I didn't give a damn. Now, granted, my pops might not have been as, at first, because of what are you trading? I'm like, yeah, I know this and that. And at the end of the day, that's just the truth. But it shouldn't matter. Do you have a read? Do you have an edge? Do you have something that works? And that's all that really matters. My concern with particularly that ARQQ is it does no volume whatsoever, but that doesn't really matter. BBAI, I took the break at 96 when it broke 95. It went to $5.99. Saw $6 on the offer with about, I'd call it 600,000 or 700,000 shares there, so nothing when it's done 215 million, and turned around anyways. So it went like 3 cents in the money, stalled out, not really doing much of anything. I'm giving it to 90. We'll see if it can go. But with this market, we're just not getting a ton of juice. NVIDIA came right back to my entry. That 182, 80 level. It's trying to bounce here. I want to see if it can show me the bounce and then get it on the way up. Otherwise, I'm just going to take this one out. Like this stock bounced, went 50 pennies, and is now coming right back in. So pretty much a nothing burger here on NVIDIA. And the difference this time, by the way, is it's lower high trending down. Like the last time it was still trending up, and now it's trending down going back in. So that BBAI, if you wanted to take 96 to 99, congratulations to you. That never that never broke 90. Hang on a second, that didn't break 90. Usually if it didn't break 90, I actually went to 92 and I triggered anyways. Do I want to get back in when it's doing nothing? It's not doing anything. I'm not going to get back in. Maybe I just saved myself a couple of cents by getting out a couple pennies early.
All right, yeah. All right, XOM signs a deal with Trinidad and Tobago apparently here. I don't know exactly what it's all about, but I just heard that
best carnival
in my ear there. 106 is actually pretty low right there for ExxonMobil as this name. We have Randy talking all about XOM, but this is getting killed. 121 down to 106 right now. And this is the problem. You'll have people come on here and say, not Randy, just anybody talk about dividends and things like that, but dividend be damned. I mean, if you're holding something for dividend, the dividend's like 3%. You can lose that. Like this right there is 12% over the last, 6% over the last week and a half, right? And so you're hoping that it can get to the upside. And the dividend is great because it does, over time, it helps soften the blow. At least you're getting some dividends in there. But
if you can find a quality dividend fund where like it's kind of like it's diversified.
Yeah.
And you know that it trends up, then you don't have to know the stock as well. Otherwise, you're always trying to find like the right level to be buying it. Then you're worried about where am I trimming, like all that kind of stuff. If it's an individual stock, I don't love the individual stock for the dividend unless I'm getting like IBM. Like the reason, like I'll get into IBM and buy the dip for the divvy, but I'll only do it at a level that I really like. Like I wouldn't just buy it anywhere because right now the market's literally at the highs and that stock's been trending down for a few weeks. So you got to be careful about where you pick it up. Otherwise, what's the point?
Right. Yeah. So that's that thing. I was just looking at XOM on that deal. It does not do anything, but yeah. So I just heard that in my ear. Looks like we can't win today for anything. It looks like NVIDIA here. The market has completely gone back. right back up to these highs. And I mean, not the exact highs, but nicely took the 50-period moving average. Meanwhile, NVIDIA did this to me. So I don't, I thought we were going to trade a strong stock. We like NVIDIA. It's not that it's strong today. It's not its strongest day, that's for sure. But with the market gaining some speed here or some traction, I thought maybe we could get some upside play there, and we just haven't been able to get it. So I don't know, dripping down in. Again, we'll take it again, but these cuts are just cuts right now, and we probably should just look forward to tomorrow and see if we can catch something there. It's only a half hour left until the end of this day, and obviously my day is going to get a lot better when we go home and see the family. And yeah, apparently right now, Marissa just messaged me, it's pouring at our house, but it's supposed to clear up in like 30 minutes. And with the way that...
Okay, that's not because we need the rain.
Maybe even less than that. We need the rain. I was going to say with the humidity, hopefully it can... There we go. We're going to get stopped. There it goes. We discussed something. No. You're missing what I'm saying. No, the humidity will dry up the field.
The field.
So
I'm just saying we need the rain because the grass looks
able
terrible.
To play. Yeah,
my grass needs it badly. I hate looking... I don't know.
My grass is terrible. It looks I told this yesterday. It looks like hay.
That's what I'm saying. I hate looking at a dead lawn, but I'm not that person that's going to sit there watering it every single day.
That's a waste of water.
For wasting water when we've got like forest fires like everywhere up north and stuff. I'm not that guy. Yeah. It's nice to have a nice lawn, but it's like at some point, there's more important things. With about 2 minutes till the early look, imbalances come out. Just worth noting.
20 minutes. Did you say 20 minutes?
No, the early look. Usually,
early look.
So we get an early look. You can see these before 3:30. It's just that you'll see a few. Like usually you'll get an update at 3:30 for the early imbalances. There's really not much of anything here. Ford, which you guys were talking about in the midday. AA there, but CNH 2 million to sell. NEO, that's from the morning. PCG. We'll see what we have up here. It wouldn't surprise me with the market so lackadaisical. I just moved my trail on NEO. Been trying to wait for this to break the low all day long. It's not doing it, but I just moved the trailing stop. With the market so lackadaisical here at these highs, it wouldn't surprise me if we could see some sell imbalances. It's just one of those slow grinds higher and running into this resistance kind of up top all afternoon. Feels like maybe there's some built-in sells that might come on that imbalance. It's just a guess. And like I said, looking at NVIDIA, that's a lower high. I'm not reloading. It hasn't. My stop is at 70. Actually, it's at 70. So I'm getting out at 69 here. Last I double checked. You know what? I'm still looking for it to bounce up, but it's running out of time to do any kind of
running out of big time.
Yeah, like it's running out of time to show like a buyer in this same range. I'm not reloading it at this price though. I'm just going to leave the stop.
I have a new position and. That was a little loud.
That would wake your ass up.
Yeah, that was that would wake yourself up right there. All right, I do have a new position, and I just think it makes sense down here. It's a setup that I trade all the time, and knowing like there it goes again. It goes up and then just fades out again. Come on, PLTR, you really got to do better for me on this one, man. But whenever you're asking the stock to do something, it's wrong. But yeah, right into here. Just looking at this, back into this area, it's a 200 period, it's holding. I gave that advice to Nimrod there about, if you see a trade that's setting up at a certain level, you should probably just take it using the 50 period moving average and things like that. Well, this is setting up for me. So, look at the market going right now, and I can't get love out of Palantir. It's nuts, but this is trading, and it's just as frustrating now as it ever was for me today. But we're not really revenge trading. I mean, I look at these levels and see the setups. So it's kind of like if the aces get cracked, they get cracked again. And it's just like sometimes they can get cracked a couple times in a row. And like I think NVIDIA should be ripping off this. It did go up. We did have some outs up there, but it should be going up more than this. Like it shouldn't be at these lows. With the market at day's high, I would have thought NVIDIA should be back up to there, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. It don't matter. I think that's Stone Cold Steve Austin, or who says that? It doesn't matter. That's the Rock.
The Rock,
That's
baby.
the Rock. It doesn't matter what I think NVIDIA should be doing, as the market is in full control here, or the stock, whoever's controlling the stock.
Now it's going to break down.
Apparently is as well. There goes Palantir. So again, the stock that I thought could probably go. This is a setup that I like. We took it, and it cracks lower. Again, little bit of a hit there, not much. We're trying to learn our lesson by not holding on to this. If things don't want to go, then we're out of it. But yeah, we are throwing sort of good money good money after bad, which is not necessarily a great idea. So I'm just going to keep trying to scalp this out. There it goes. We take another 81 or 80 there on NVIDIA. I have an offer at 83s. Well, I can't even get that fill. So I'm trying to get some more out at 83. It just keeps on bouncing off me, so I keep taking 80s. But looking to get 10 cents, which is really pathetic. But hopefully NVIDIA can keep on going to the upside. We'll leave Palantir alone. Now it did break through our level. And, you know, NVIDIA's right here again. That's sort of at that same level. So we'll see if it can go upside. Just keeps on bouncing off me. So life of a trader right there. It was CoreWeave. It was...
CoreWeave's a big one.
Rigetti, RGTI. Look, Rigetti could do a BBAI, honestly. Like, any of these stocks could fall off. It's just
Rigetti makes nothing.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, let's see what their revenue stream is going to look like. But you do have a potential breakout here as well on Rigetti. I mean, coming into earnings, the expected move here, I tweeted out something similar so that we could... Yeah, I wanted to get Brian's attention here, so I did tag him right there, but thanks to Adair for this. So EPS right now, still looking for red. All these names reporting tonight, Kava is actually green. That has risk of going into being a red number, actually, on Kava. We saw Chipotle going to the downside as well. We'll have to wait to see what Kava does. But CoreWeave right there, minus 20 cents expected. Rigetti, minus 5 cents. Look at Rigetti's revenue, $1 million.
It's that high?
Yeah, 1.9 million. Its last move was 15%. We're looking at 12 and change here today for RGTI. So
I think it's the other one. There's
Kava, Rigetti. There's QBTS.
Not D-Wave. There's the fourth one that begins with a Q. One of them is under $1 million in revenue. It's like tens of thousands of dollars. I remember looking at it and I was like, "What? You got to be kidding me!" But but still, even a couple of million shares when the valuation is so ridiculous. That's the thing. Like, if you see weakness when it's already the valuation is nonsensical. I'm not talking about a growth stock in tech that's like 50 times or 100 times. When you are like over 100 times sales, that's a different ball game. Like, it's just a different world for sure. So if I take something else, I'm still waiting for CoreWeave to break this trend. It's not an all-day trend, but since it broke the morning high, there's your dip, and it just held one more time at that. Remember 146? So it held, did not break the trend. I paid for the locates. They were a cent per share, like I said. All we're looking for is to break the trend line. There's not enough time. I mean, it could drop to VWAP, but I don't think it will. If it does break down, like 44 would be a nice target. 45, 44, if we can break out this bottom here on CoreWeave. So just waiting for the trend reverse trade at this point. Wait a minute, I'm not in NVIDIA anymore.
Oh, it just broke through.
No, but I got out of that like 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
it's almost at my spot.
Yeah, it broke out right there. It didn't reload. It just broke down. So yeah, position board looks like it's going to be incorrect.
Okay, we're still in a little bit of it here with NVIDIA, but yeah, it's as Neil was just saying there, it is breaking down right now. So I mean, a stop order almost triggered. Now can't even get through 69. Right now, that's our average price. It just comes right into the 50 period, the 200 period moving average. And just like I said before, man, like these are trades that I like to make. And it's just today, like look at the futures. The futures right now, Neil, are taking out highs of the day. They're right there at the high.
All-time high.
And it's, yeah.
All-time high, yeah.
Is it all-time highs today? Yeah, I don't know. It seems...
Yeah, it's all.
NVIDIA's just going to break this 60. Like, see how it just moved down 10 cents? Like, it didn't even matter. So, yeah, a little frustrating, obviously, here today. There it goes. I don't know. I mean, I feel normally pretty confident when we see the market doing this. But, yeah, stocks not. They're actually going the other. Like, look at that. It's a good thing we got out after all said and done. Just keeps on going down. So, I don't know. Just keeps on getting to the downside right now. How was last week? Last week was good, I think. What's up to Wannabe Trader? Like I said, I've given back the month anyways. We didn't trade too much this month, too many days, but yeah, today's not a good day. I mean, everything I'm trying is really not working. I mean, Apple, now it goes, but like look where I got stopped out on Apple, 229 break, like come on. That doesn't look that good right now for that one. And then NVIDIA, you just saw me do it now. NVIDIA's actually been fine. Palantir is my worst stock here today. We were back and forth with it early on PLTR, and it hasn't really done much. Now it's trying to hold, but we just tried it again and it broke on us, so that didn't work out for us. The TQQs here, we got short. It was okay. But then there's that last short, and there it goes blasting through. Now days high again. There goes the TQQs right into the close. Like, surprising me that it took me out of all the positions. But and then Tesla was just off the open. We talked about that. This is actually going to be a fine trade compared to my other ones. But yeah, so all right, I don't know. And NVIDIA's trying to bounce. I think we should just either go long these TQQs or just stay away from it. It's 336 right now. I don't know what to expect here into the close, so probably best to close our eyes and look somewhere else for right now. BBAI, people still think that's
it did eventually break $6.
Oh, did it?
Well,
okay.
Someone asked about
thankfully
has CRM made a bottom? One place that you can check out whether you think it's made a bottom or not and come up with your own answers is with eSignal. eSignal is a reliable charting platform that's giving away the first month free. Quotes that you can count on as long as you got a connection, obviously. Multiple markets. It's an entitlement-based system which allows you to add what you want, subtract the things that you don't need. So you can look at level 2 if you want. If you don't have to. Every indicator you can imaginable. The ability to backtest, forward test, automate your trades, trade through multiple brokers. I believe over 30 brokers they have that you can hook directly up and trade through them if you would like to. So it's a great platform. And just to answer the question, if I think CRM has made a bottom, you might have heard me say that candle looks good. On the daily chart, unless something stupid happens, this is a pretty good looking reversal candle on CRM. On a monthly chart, and remember, in a daily chart, does it matter what it does today? Well, it has to close here and then give you a setup for tomorrow. On a monthly chart, I believe it was a monthly I was looking at last. On a monthly chart, this is what I'm concerned with as well. It's testing the 50 period on the monthly and trying to bounce. The last time it did this, it broke it, ended up closing. But did you need to get in during the push down? You didn't. You could have actually waited out the month. This is going back into this time, what is it, looks like May of last year. You could have waited till it opened the next month. It tested the 50 period, you let it open the next month green, and then it ran higher. So on a higher time frame chart, you should allow plays to develop on a higher time frame. So I won't look at it testing that bottom on a monthly chart and then get in the next day. I think you got to be a little bit more patient than that. But yes, it is looking like it's trying to make a bottom. And if I see it open next month, like right here at $240 to $245, I'd buy it. But we are on the 12th, and that means we have some time to go for Salesforce. So like if I'm looking at something on a monthly time frame, then I'm swing trading it on a higher time frame as well. I can't, you work in one direction. You can work, I'm not going to take an execution from a monthly chart onto a 3-minute chart. You can work in the other way, but certainly not that way. CRM, I'll look for something kind of an entry, but I'm not going to fight it. CoreWeave, I do still want to take this all day. It's not an all day, but most of the day trend break, but we are running out of time. Never rule about these. You get too close to 350, with the imbalances coming in, I just say forget about it. So if it doesn't break on this literal push down, we don't break the trend line, then I'm not trading this CoreWeave this afternoon. I heard someone say, I saw someone just say in the chat that we were just talking about Rigetti and D-Wave.
Yeah, we were. Why? What did they say?
Oh, D-Wave just caught a bit on huge volume.
Oh, okay.
Biggest volume candle of the day randomly happens on D-Wave here, and it's up 7% and continuing to go. Maybe, did Rigetti move as well? Let me just double check this. Did Rigetti go? First thing you check is, did the sympathy plays go? Yes, to a small extent they did, but not huge. I didn't hear any news or anything, so it could just be maybe some shorts are getting out of Dodge before Rigetti earnings. I have no idea.
I was just going to say they have earnings, and then right after I pressed it, you mentioned it, but I am not seeing anything else.
It's weird because, but then I would expect Rigetti to have made the bigger move, not QBTS. And QBTS had the bigger volume spike, and I don't see anything on either. But that said, if you were short on QBTS, you'd be equally scared of Rigetti making them, not equally, but you'd be scared of Rigetti breaking out too, right? Like it's rising tide lifting all ships and all. Wow, look at the 50 period hold on QBTS. I don't know if I feel better about this holding the 50 period into the highs, or that if it loses the 50 period on Rigetti earnings, it's probably a good place to take profit on this stock. I think that would make sense. I think having a stop under 16 or a trail to capture a profit under 16 is going to make a lot of sense. But yeah, that could be a little bit interesting there. I still haven't seen any news on QBTS, but I'm just going to refresh. Look, Rodero would have told us if there was something happening in the quantum space beyond this volume spike here.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, we're covered.
Yeah, if something happens, we'll bring all of that to you. Look, we finally smartened up, man. Finally. We went short. So, yeah, now we're short NVIDIA, and now it's printing. So, yeah, you know. Finally starting to work out a little bit for me. So that's a good one, man. We're going to be happy, joy, Ren and Stimpy on that one as we make a little bit back here. And it looks like our best trade will be short after all that as the market finally starting to pull back. We'll take some more outs here at 52.53. And now you're starting to finally come back in. So hallelujah. Nice move back now for the market. We'll see if we get some lower bids than this, looking to see if we can break again back down. So the market finally starting to give it up, which makes a little bit of sense. It's disappointing that Palantir did fade so hard off that all-time high of 188. I really thought that this was the trade. And then it came right back in, and we did average it there, and it just did not print. So that, it did not go back up. I mean, if anything, it finally started to go back up, but not until we tested 187 and then up to 188, basically again, that's $1. We tried it again at the 50-period moving average, so loss. Tried again at the 200 loss, and then now the push finally to the downside. So again, like Neil was just looking at 50-period moving averages and coulda, woulda, shoulda, and that's the whole point. That's a 50-period right there. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try the 200. Like when things don't work, they don't work. There's nothing else really for me about it. It's always worth a shot at levels that have worked before, that you've made money on before, and when they don't hold, they just simply put don't hold, and you take L's. You know, it's hard to say, you know, like celebrate when we make all this money or don't make all this money or have winning trades. You have to tell you that, like, you know, when they don't hold, and sometimes they get wrecked, and that's why I'm here to tell you, like, be red on the day. I'm fine saying that because it's the truth, and it sucks. But we'll be back tomorrow. You know, we got that IPO tomorrow. We've got some good earnings tonight. We have Brian Chen and myself. We're going to be here, and yeah, nothing but good feels. This is what the market is, and you know, unfortunately or fortunately for us, you guys watch us every day, and that's all that matters. You'll see us going back and forth and through things, and as we see that, you guys will be doing that as well. We had lithium today, right? ALB. We were talking about that. Albemarle.
They were strong yesterday too.
Yeah, so they're actually, today it's a little bit weak, but I was going to say that we had Mitch on earlier this morning, and he was talking about that play. So I guess it started off just so red on the day, because we do have a nice move throughout the day here on ALB, but still down that 3%. So
the lit ETF looks a little.
That was the other thing, the lit ETF. Yeah, that's a good
LIT over here. That one. Like, it's actually flat today, so it actually recovered. But if you look at it, that looks a little toppy at this 47 lower high for lit. Big run, but like you just went 41 to 47. What I would say about these is, remember we've been talking about bottom. By the way, CoreWeave did break that trend. We've been talking about bottom picking. Well, here's an example. How long have we been in a downtrend here on lit? Ever? I mean, so long you take the 4 off the front of it. And now you're breaking the 50 period, you bounced off the 200 period. This is what you're looking for. Now, granted, this looks like a good bottoming tail, but the higher low, you could just get in here when the 50 period regains. Like, that's what, like $38? Your low is 31. You know, give yourself 25% there, not even, actually a little bit less than that, and then you're off to the races. Or you can buy it at the 200 period with a stop under this high at 36. That's 10% worth the risk. But you're getting it on the right side of the V, as some people like to say. So yeah, I mean, that's just an example. We get so many questions about, and it's a reasonable question, because things that trend down, you always want to take that. You're like, oh, but it has so much, it's so far for it to go if it bounces. But instead of trying to predict or guess where the low is going to be and just sit out in front of it, sometimes just allow it to show you some kind of an entry. I just use that as an example. All right, so the trend finally broke in CoreWeave. I got 65s. The prior bar high is sitting all the way at 147. I don't want to give it to 147. There's only 4 minutes to go. By rule, tighter stop. Like, if we had all day long, then I'd give this like well over the dollar, because the potential, like VWAP's at 140 bucks, like $6 down here. So we don't have that kind of time. So I have to stop tight to about 146, 146 and a half or so. You guys, that light flashes right in my eyes when you do that. They're working on something back there with a flashlight, and it's like right in my eye. No, so we get the trend break. I do like it, but we don't have a lot of time for it to work. We have about 3 minutes until the imbalances come out. Still nothing on the early look. CLF showed up for about 1.3 million shares. CNH sell of 2 million shares. That's really not that big either. Both these don't look all that exciting. Would suspect that you might see something. I always, if there's nothing expected, the stock I'll pull up in case is going to be NVIDIA. And we're in that one before, and it's not doing much of anything. And there goes CoreWeave. So I told you we have to have a tighter stop than normal at this time of day, but wait for it to break the trend. And I usually go prior bar, but as I said, I'm not going prior bar. I actually executed when it broke 60 instead of breaking 70. We got 10 cents worth of slippage in there. So we try the trend break. And what I like about these is they're binary. I don't have to get like emotional about it or anything. It's like we break the trend line. I'm taking that short. I'm throwing my stop up here somewhere. And either we get the flush into 144, 145, or we don't. And like I said, it's a binary style trade. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I will tell you, BBAI, that stock is, I don't want to say it's frustrating. It's not frustrating, Rob. It's been frustrating for me, probably not anybody else in the longs, because I've literally only hit it once well. It's crazy. Like, it's been up all day long, and I have like one, I think, good execution on it out of four separate tries. And the worst part is the last one went. Like, it broke, eventually got that $6 move. So if you're in BBAI, this is a pretty good looking, well, it's a pretty good looking reversal. I think what the concern would be when you zoom it out a little bit, which I'm doing now and reminding myself, that $6 level is prior support and the 50-period moving average. So when you zoom it out, yeah, it makes sense that you could be struggling a little bit at that $6 level. Seems like an obvious place. Like if you were long it $2.50, $3, $4, like that's a good place to be taking profit. It's a double up from the 3 consolidation. It's a 50% from the 4 consolidation. Yeah, when I zoom out, it makes a heck of a lot more sense that it's not going anywhere off the $6 level. That's a big level on the daily chart for BBAI to expect it to be flying away from it when it already went $1 from the lows. I think it's just asking too much. At the end of the day here with 90 seconds to go. We'll see what the imbalances are. I'm going to have NVIDIA up because usually it's the biggest of the Mag 7 when it comes to imbalances. So if you're guessing that one's going to be big, usually you want to go with NVIDIA.
Yeah, of course, I'm in NVIDIA, so it's the only one that I'm in right now. So I'm going to have it up right now, and I just set this up there for the imbalances with less than 1 minute to go right now. There's not much on here. Tilray's on there as a small sell. That's a Nasdaq from 930. So everything here is not important. So we're going to wait. Now less than 1 minute to go right there. We just took another fill at 53. Our stop is here for NVIDIA. I mean, if it hopefully it does not, rip up to the ups. Well, we don't have that many shares left. So if it does take out basically right up into here into 90s, and we're going to stop out. You don't want to be in a position in this much into the close, but look at that. Like now the market falls down, of course, and bounces off the 50-period moving average. So yeah, some of these things are pretty good. But we're going to wait for tomorrow. I mean, we have CoreWeave tonight. It's going to be a good one. Apple, let's take a quick check on Apple. It faded off to 30, right? Yeah, so we were here at 30. It's bouncing off of 29, so that could be a level tomorrow as well with only 10 seconds left. There goes NVIDIA upside. So we don't have that many shares left. We are waiting for this number, and hopefully it comes sell side, but, probably with the way today's been, this is going to be a rip. So here we go, 3, 2, and 1, and yeah. Oh no, downside move. Okay.
2.4 million sell.
Oh, we got a little bit of a bid. Whatever. We got a little bit of a fill down there at 42. So we'll take another fill now as it's coming back in. So all right, finally, NVIDIA with a little bit of a sell. It's not a huge number, but enough to get us out of 40% of what we had left. We'll put another bid here at 51 and take that. Hopefully it can fall back down in, and we'll say thank you finally for an NVIDIA move to the downside. We'll make back like 20% or so of what we're down on it. So it's still not great, but not bad at all. MRNA.
That's
that's only $25, but that's decent. Yeah, 2 million into 6 million.
That's a third of the volume on the day, but it didn't move.
Okay, so, Intel. We did not get stopped out of our Intel trade, so we might as well just get out of this one. Again, the best one for me today is going to be Intel. I got to cancel that stop order. Hopefully, we can get some fills there at 76. I just saw C's go through. That's NYSE exchange or
Yeah, they're
something in
pricey.
Chicago or whatever. Yeah. Oops, there it is. I just got.
That's a bad.
I got overfilled, so there it is. Now we get in and out. So, all right, out of Intel. Intel was a really good trade today. There's the long, there's the out right there. It coded as a sell because I used 2 gateways, but there it goes, or short sell. There it goes. Nice move for Intel. Good trade there. But who cares? It's now NVIDIA time for me as it's starting to go back down to the downside. Let's just get a quick check on CoreWeave into the close. All right, so a little bit of a move down there. We could check out Kava. I mean, again, with CMG to the downside. Now, Starbucks has recovered pretty good, but Kava up 3% today. Good little level there, looking to think about that break. So this is going to be a really interesting report as well for CAVA. Expected implied move. Let me just double check.
I think it's another double digit.
Yeah, it's 12. Everything's double digit today. 12, 12, 15. Rigetti 12, Kava 12, CoreWeave 15 right now. EPS of 13 cents. So we'll see if Kava can make some money.
Yeah, if CoreWeave has really bad numbers, that 15% could be exceeded. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to keep eyes on this Moderna. Only because 2 million into 6 million is a decent chunk. So the actual size of the imbalance is pretty good. It's not moving around a ton though. So we'll see if it's 355, it's still a sell imbalance. Then we have something. If it flips, like I would suspect, or pairs off, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. Just a word. Intel almost never moves on the imbalance. Like I'd be convinced that you'd have to be 5 to 10 million share imbalance on Intel for it to go. Like I think it went 1 cent on that 2 million share imbalance. But up 5%, the bottom seems like it's in. But we say that every time it's at 19, and the bottom's just in at 19 on this stock. This is like Lucid. You can buy it safely when it breaks underneath 20 bucks, and you'll get a bounce. On Lucid, you have been able to, is a better way to say this. You have been able to wait until it gets close to $2 and then buy in front of 2 bucks. What did it do today or the last couple of days? Bounced essentially off the $2 level, trends into it, and catches a bid. So that's all you can do. Like wait for either the most ridiculously obvious level or wait for a trend break on these bad boys. What else we got going on? CoreWeave will surge 35% version. Okay. Version 00 limited in the chat says CoreWeave is going 35%.
Up?
If you're long,
surging, yeah.
Surging.
Okay.
If you're long, I really hope it happens for you.
I wonder which way he is.
I got no dog in the fight. What do I care? Like I shorted it for a trend break trade today. I could care less. I don't think I'd ever want to own this thing. I don't think I get the business enough. I'll own this guy. Well, these guys. It's not like it's not.
Yeah, we're still short NVIDIA.
No, like no, just in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I just prefer to be in NVIDIA. CoreWeave. It's been a great name, but what I think about some of these IPOs a lot of times. Recent IPOs is a better way to think about it. This doesn't seem like a stock that anyone has an idea of the valuation on. So to me, you have to have super conviction to be long it up here going into an earnings print. 5 times where it opened up at, and it just rallied 50% going into earnings. You know, not necessarily my cup of tea, but I certainly wish you all the best. Like I hope we're talking about this thing at highs tomorrow, because if you're talking 35%, that's the highs. Like we'd be breaking out fresh highs on CoreWeave. As a trader, you always want that.
Yeah, so we only have 5 minutes until this horrible day comes to an end trading-wise, but you've seen Trade the Pool here with us for a while now, and now Trade the Pool has created something special just for you. Wow. A free ebook featuring 4 proven swing trading strategies from Trade the Pool's top-funded traders. Inside, you'll see exactly how they approach the markets, how they manage risk, and what setups they rely on, so you can learn and grow from what actually works. Download it now by scanning the QR code on the screen or hitting the link in the description. I want to thank Trade the Pool for, again, sponsoring the show here today. So there it goes. I mean, we were getting all out of NVIDIA, so it just runs that top there. But we actually had a really pretty good winning trade there as we finally decided to go short, and it printed fantastically. So we're really happy with that. But look at the Nasdaq. You got to be happy today with the Nasdaq, as it just took out 23,950 right there is the new all-time high, I believe. We talked about that earlier. Here's the the triple Qs. You don't want to look at the T. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so even just today, just today's move alone, there we started the day basically at all-time highs and a little bit higher, and there it goes now, 580. We're pretty happy, man. I mean, we switched over not most of our, but a lot of our trades over into the index funds. So that's been working out pretty good for us. But also NVIDIA's at all-time highs. I mean, what a good move this has been off of that $100 mark. I can't believe NVIDIA, we were talking about that at $100 not too long ago. But what a move there for NVDA. We already talked about CoreWeave into the close. Yeah, just some actionable trades today. You know, we took Tesla early. That didn't really do too much. Archer, we could see ACHR right there, just to see what's going on there today. Yeah, so up 7% on earnings as well. So it looked like they were in a little bit of trouble, but they've battled back here today, closing in and around 10:30. Wow, good move there for Archer today. Opens the day, Deadsville down there to 9, but not Deadsville, but you're up now 11% from those lows on ACHR. Some other plays that we had, again, you know, Ethereum was a good one there. I think Ethereum's probably, at the highs of the day, looking to break through all-time highs. I may finally, I'm out of the coin a long time ago, 2,500, like ridiculously low price, but we still have the ETF, so we're going to watch out for that. And we put some money into XRP and Bitcoin as well down there. So so it's been okay, but not as much as this name, as Ethereum goes upside, and then IBIT, so that's up 6%. Wow. Eventually, Tom Lee will just dump all this on all you guys on BMNR, but I mean, get out while you can, is my opinion. But
the thing is, what's crazy is you could take the profit on those and literally put it into the coin.
But I just think the coin is also getting bumped up.
No, I think it is too. I just think there's percentage-wise less downside risk. So it lets you just stay in, but then maybe have a little bit less downside. I don't know how much less downside risk you're going to end up having doing that, but whatever. Or like you could put a portion back into the coin. I just don't believe in the treasury plays, but all-time highs are incoming on ETH, no questions. 2 minutes to go. Yeah, nothing crazy on the flips. Like if something was interesting on Moderna, I would have let you guys know, but there wasn't. Flat out. The market's trying to go back to the highs. It was Tesla. Wow, Tesla. Tesla did break the high at 342, and then in pure frustrating fashion, like this is the kind of day it is. Nasdaq holding the highs. Tesla was strong all afternoon, breaks 342, and immediately does a sharp rejection. Topping tail candle, like not ripping your face off, pulling back, but while everything is holding up at the top, one of the stronger stocks decides to abjectly fail a breakout at the end of the day. That's what it looks like here today. Odyssey fights. I wouldn't judge BBI is going to pull back after hours. That wouldn't surprise me. It was up like a ton today, so it wouldn't surprise me if it pulls back after market. I think the bigger test is going to be tomorrow what it can do with this $6 level. It's a huge bounce today on 230 million shares worth of volume. It effectively trended up the entire day on 250 million shares. So that's a huge bounce, and now it's testing a big level at $6. If it opens up over that level, it's not enough that it opens. It needs to be buying at the open, like past 9:30 on volume. I want to see buyers at $6. Otherwise, I'm not going to be fully convinced on this. Less than 1 minute to go. Really, XFOR just halted with 1 minute to go. Like who halted?
That means it's not going to open up.
Yeah, it's news-based. Halted for news, X4, up 80% and halted for news. You don't see that very often, but that appears to be the case with only about 30 seconds to go until we get the Rigetti party, the CoreWeave party.
Rigetti party.
And who am I forgetting the third one?
Rigetti, CoreWeave, Kava.
Kava, that's who it is. Get it. I have no idea what it's like to frequent that place. We have 10 seconds to go. I have to hit it again?
Yeah, man.
I do have to. My bad.
That thing's been broken for months.
Oh, that's right. My bad. We're going to be 1 second slow on this, or maybe 2 seconds slow. So Adara in 2 and 1. Ring it now.
All right, we're going to get over there. Someone just said that Robinhood shows BBAI as being down 15% today. It is down 15% today.
It is.
It was down 32%. It's battled back all the way. Yeah. Now $6. I better go because those earnings are there. All right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
all
we'll
right,
see. Have a great aftermarket show. No, and a lot of times I just sort of say that the stock has been trending up in a buy all day long because that's what's happening. But it is down 16%. Because of what happened overnight. A lot of stock market movement happens overnight, but the actual action on BBAI today was nothing but buy. except sometimes right after I bought it. What a crazy day today, 1.2% to the upside for the overall markets. As we know, that is what happens in a bull market. We got a CPI print that was a nothing burger, which ended up being good, shot the rate hike odds back up to 94%, or rate cut odds back up to 94%, which ultimately is what the market seems to want. So we'll have Rigetti, we're going to have Kava after the bell here, and obviously, CoreWeave is going to be a big one. It's going to be wild. Brian Shannon, special guest, is going to be back after a little bit of a break. It's your market recap show. It's Sean, it's Adara. Brian Shannon is guest. Go get him.
We've got the Benzinga Pro. Thank you, Neil. We got the Benzinga Pro platform ready to go here. It's locked and loaded. We've got Adara here. Always a pleasure to be with Adara, so that should be a fun night. And we do also have, of course, Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends coming through very, very shortly. He's back, baby. Took a week off himself. Last week we had huge earnings on Tuesday, and he's back here today. So, yeah, man, a couple good movements today for sure. As right now we wait. We've got it in our ear. We're waiting for Rigetti. What time were they all about? 4:05? I can't remember.
405, CoreWeave 405,
okay.
Kava's always 410.
The Nasdaq today was up over 1% and hitting all-time highs. So here we go. I'll call it up right now. It's a 3-minute chart. We'll just watch this, and once the earnings come out, then we'll start to throw it out here. What is this? I'm going to get rid of whatever that is. All right, so here we go. The Qs right now today. This is what it looks like on the daily chart. 579, so 580 right there for the triple Qs. Taking it out. Nice move. Ending the day on the high spot. Again, performances with such stocks as Meta. Again, look at Meta's change today. Up 3%. Are you kidding me? There's Meta breaking out. They were like in a channel here for a while. Then Meta finally breaks out to the upside right now. So that's up 3.5%. Microsoft, again, up another 1.5% today as that continues to go. Some sort of a deal for Disney happening right in my ear. It doesn't look like much is going on there. Something about Marvel and all that. So maybe they're selling some of that. I don't know.
I found it.
Okay, we also had...
It's more for the small cap that's implicated that it's going to be a big deal. And that small cap is moving like crazy.
What is it?
Sorry to interrupt you. Webtoon, WBTN. They aim to deal here with Webtoon to bring 100 titles featuring characters from Marvel, Star Wars, and more to the webcomics app. That is just reported by Variety. Sorry to cut you off there, Sean.
No, I was going to say, yeah, because there's no way Disney's going to give up those properties. No. So it's nice that they're going somewhere else. Probably good for Disney. Remember, I think that once a lot of these stocks, like Disney, gives their intellectual property to someone else, it just creates more advertising opportunities as well. So more people that are watching it on Webtoon will be able to see it, buy those little trinkets and whatnot. And again, you've been to Disneyland or World?
I went to World when I was a kid. I enjoyed it, but I was very sad I didn't get to meet Winnie the Pooh because he was my favorite. And as he was going into hibernation, as they call it, for the night, he just walked by, and it was like 15. I mean, I was way too old to be upset, but 15-year-old Adara was like... But yeah, I went once.
Like, what's up, Winnie? What's up, Winnie? Yeah, I was there a lot. Went to the one in Florida. Which one is that one?
World.
That's World. Yeah. So I was there. I think probably 6, 7, or 8 years old.
Yeah, that's a better age to go to Disney.
I don't know. I didn't really have any obsessions. I liked. Was it Thunder Mountain or what's the one? The big one.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. That's right. The one here in Wonderland is called Thunder Run.
Yes, Thunder Run. Yeah, my grandma went with us in Space Mountain, and she was like, "Why did you guys make me do this?" She did not like Space Mountain, and I think it was too much for
really. Yeah, because it's inside and then all of the lights.
And it's like a lot happening.
Yeah, poor 60-year-old woman. I'm almost there. Okay, so right here again, Google up 1.5% today. We did get that story about how Perplexity potentially throwing in a bid there for Chrome, and we're just going to figure that all out. I mean, I think someone needs to throw in a bid for Perplexity. But right there, Google, look at this Google chart as well, man. 203, trying to take out all-time highs again for Google. So that looks like it wants to work. The CPI print really got us going here early, right? Just the Nasdaq, but even the SPY. So here's CPI right here. Comes in at 2.7 versus 2.8, and then boom goes the dynamite as it gets going early. Fades all the way back, which got me thinking that, hey, this market was probably a short, and that's where we sort of got thrown off a little bit early by that kind of a thought. But no, the SPY just watches out for this 50-period moving average all the way back up to the upside. Some of today's gains, of course, brought to you by the banking sector as they catch a bid here today. David Solomon from Goldman Sachs, actually. So JP Morgan still up that 1.5%. But Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon, of course, and they call him DJ David or whatever.
He said that he should go to be a DJ.
Yeah. So no, because he was a DJ.
Was he actually DJ?
Yeah. So the whole point is that and again, Goldman Sachs up 3.5%. No, he used to throw parties and DJ.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he's just throwing some shade at that, and people were like, why don't you focus on the stock instead of being a DJ?
DJ D-Soul was his stage name. Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah. So that was actually an official thing right there. Is Rigetti out right now is the question I'm going to ask you, because right now Rigetti is tanking right there to the downside. I don't want to say tanking because you're only down 6%. The implied move for Rigetti today, 12%. So there it is, a nice move down. Adara will sort of go through the earnings, and when it comes out, she'll give it to us.
I will, yeah.
Sometimes there's whisper numbers that hit, and it's not actually out yet. But if you look here, Rigetti ran into a wall around $17 here on the daily. So we'll have to watch it. This is actually a 900 period moving average, so not exactly a daily, but does give us all the way back here with the live movements as well. So if Rigetti's going to go anywhere, it looks like 14 to 14.30 would be a good little level. And here it comes right back up again. I'm going to switch over to a 1 minute chart just to get a little bit of a better read for everybody on our GTI. So there's the move down. It hits 15.10. So that's pretty much exactly what we're talking about on the 50 period moving average. So there it comes in, bringing it back in. How many minutes are in a day? If we figured that out, we can use that.
Hi, Rigetti.
Okay, you have the Rigetti number. So what's going on?
Yeah, so I'm seeing here apparently they missed on both losses of 13 cents per share versus a 7-cent expected loss. They missed by 86%. EPS down 86% year over year. Revenue $1.801 million versus revenue estimates of $1.87 million. That's down by 42% year over year. Although the revenue is up on a quarterly basis, but rarely do we care about sequential revenue. So that is a double miss here for our GTI. As far as I'm seeing, I also want to mention here Webtoon, WBTN. It's always weird when you get news about a company right before they report. So they did have that Disney deal, I guess, is reported by Variety, and then they report a double earnings beat, including unexpected profits. So great look here for WBTN. Unfortunately, not so great for RGTI. I'm currently looking into CRWV. I'm going to throw back to Sean.
Yeah, CoreWeave is out right now. So 1.2 billion revenue there for CoreWeave. So the estimate 1.08 billion. So right now CoreWeave 1.08 billion is the estimate. It looks like they come out. They're the losses of 60 cents. So they lose a lot more than we were thinking. I just heard in my ear loss of 60 minus 60 cents versus 20 cents. So it's not a great number there, Adara, but maybe we can break it down.
So some estimates I'm seeing, we're saying they lost like 49 cents, because sometimes the estimates I get are not the same ones that Street runs with. Either way, they did miss. 60 cents were reported here, losses of 60 cents per share. Revenue, $1.213 billion. That is a beat over estimates of $1.08 billion. EPS up 63% year over year despite the miss. Revenue up 207% year over year. So this actually is not that bad of a report, despite how it might initially seem. Playboy also reported earnings as we wait for Kava. Kava's not coming out till 4:10. PLBY not doing anything. Sometimes this moves. I pulled up the chart because I was curious. Earnings per share inline, sales beat. Who cares about Playboy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big, huge name anymore, but CoreWeave is right now just spiked up to the day's highs of 155 right there for CRWV. I do want to make a quick announcement here because Rigetti was not a good number there. They missed, so they go minus 13 cents versus 6 cents, minus 6 cents. So misses on the EPS, and sales 1.8 billion, missing 1.88 billion. So Rigetti not great. We'll see if there's any sort of a flow through here with QBTS again, D-Wave making the move to the downside, not really. And the other name is IonQ right there. So we'll see what's happening right now. This down 4% on the day, but only down 0.35 right now. So, you know, the big one who now we wait for is Kava. So we do have them all. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We will have Brian Shannon on in just a couple minutes. And I want to remind everybody that today's show, of course, the recap show brought to you by Global X. Make sure you go check them out. Betapro.ca is where you want to go for that one. Go find them out. 3 times levered ETFs over there for SPY and Nasdaq and whatnot. So yeah, man, the CoreWeave. Everyone wants to talk about CoreWeave, so why not? Right now, EPS 27 cents in the red, missing the 17 cents in the red. So they'll go and miss on EPS. They will also beat on sales, though. They got sales of 1.21 billion versus a beat of 1.08 billion. So
Kava's tanking. I don't have
they went up to the upside there. Now they come back down in. So now we wait for the guide. I don't see a guide on CoreWeave. If and when it comes out, we'll get that. But Kava earnings are now out. I was warning to the downside. Okay. Yeah, the 1 minute chart gapped right down here to $71. There goes CoreWeave, sorry, there goes Kava all the way back in. Its 52-week low right there is $70, and it looks like that's coming into play right now as well for Kava. Nice move to the downside. As soon as we get those numbers, we'll come with you.
Yeah.
We'll come with them. But, you know, we looked at CMG before, and we talked about how bad that stock's been. As you can see, CMG makes a 52-week low just a couple of days ago down at 41.50, and right now 42.76. But CMG downside might have been sort of the bellwether there for Kava. Kava right now down 14%. When we have it, we'll flip over to Adara for that one. But now a nice little move down there. It's CoreWeave that's been up and down again today.
Kava earnings.
You know, the funny thing is about CoreWeave, we're expecting 16%. We'll go to you in Kava in a minute. We are expecting 16% on CoreWeave. Now, again, we'll get that guide. We'll get the talk. We'll get the earnings call. But for right now, CoreWeave flat. Pretty much. I mean, we get it up 7%, 6.5% today, but right now in the after hours, only down, well, now down 1%. But all right, let's go over Kava because that's a pretty good move downside right now. Wow, even getting worse, Adara, down 20% now for Kava. What do those numbers look like?
Report.
What do they look like?
To let you guys know, CoreWeave, someone was asking what time the call was, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Perfect.
Let's get to Kava. So I want to start with the bad in terms of what's bringing it down. Same store sales for Q2, they were up 2.1%. Guidance, or I guess their estimates, they were looking for 6.5% increase in same store sales. So their same store sales growth way slower than expected, like way slower. Then let's talk about their guidance. They're seeing same store sales growth going forward between 4 and 6% versus expected growth of 7.67%. So not only did they grow less this quarter, they're expecting less growth next quarter as well. Q2 earnings, let's get into the actual numbers now. Adjusted earnings of 16 cents versus 13 cents expected. So that's a beat. Revenue was also a beat. Revenue was actually, looks like a miss, 280.6 million versus 285.6 million expected. So revenue miss, sales beat, same store sales really seems to be the biggest issue here with CAVA. And I want to tell you guys too, Scott Bessent is talking now, and I bring this up because some of the things he's saying are pretty wild for the market. He says that the Fed should think about a 50 basis point cut in September, that they should have cut in June, and that he hopes Stephen Moran, who of course is Trump's appointee to take over Kugler's spot, he hopes he'll be approved by the Senate before the September meeting. They are really, really gunning for that 50 basis point September cut right now, Sean. And it's
they want 50 points.
Yeah, Scott Bessent says they want 50 now.
Yeah, well,
because they should have cut in June.
Yeah, well, Mr. Too Late is going to figure out what is the right play to do or not. Okay, so again, CoreWeave will parse through those data, those numbers, and if anything catches our eye, we are now down 5% at the lows of the session right now in the after hours anyways. You're giving back the whole move in the day. The day was only up 6.5%. There goes CoreWeave right now. If we go into like maybe let's go into a 60-minute chart, just to have a quick little look at this. Yeah, so you're just back to where you were sort of at the beginning of last week right now, back into 140 on CoreWeave. You know, it's been a great hold down here at $100. I don't know if this earnings gets us back into that level because the earnings weren't horrible on CoreWeave. We had 27 cents miss versus 17 and the sales beat. So they're definitely not operating properly by the EPS miss, but sales higher there. So we worry a little bit now about CoreWeave now being down 5% and giving it all back from today. But again, we're just going back to where we were last week. So I don't want to sort of push too much into this one. We can see if it's going to affect anything like in NVIDIA. I doubt it. Yeah, NVIDIA flat there. NVIDIA up roughly on the day right now. Kava down 20. We saw the bounce come from Big Bear AI today. Maybe we get something similar for that on Kava tomorrow. But again, with all the calls happening between 5 to 5:30, we'll wait to hear more. But Adara's got more right now. Yeah,
so like I said with Kava, it was a revenue. Okay, some people are saying it's revenue beat. Some people are saying it's a revenue miss. So I'm just going to say the number. $278.2 million. I have seen both in terms of, like, I guess compared to estimates. So I'm not going to talk too much here. But it's up either way. It's up 20.3% year over year. EPS was a beat, 16 cents versus 14 cents expected. Same store sales, like I said, the growth was lower. But let's talk here about their guidance for same store growth. Bit lower here. They are expecting to open new stores, and in fact, their net new openings were really good. It's an increase of 16% in a year-over-year basis in terms of how many stores they have. Now, their profit margin this year was a bit lower year-over-year, Sean. This quarter, 26.3% restaurant level profit margin versus 26.3% versus 26.5% on a year-over-year basis. So slight tightening there in terms of their restaurant level profit margin, and of course, way lower than expected same-store growth, and their guidance for the same-store growth also pretty rough.
Okay, great. Great little talk there. We also remember we were looking at Rigetti today as well, and that's making the move down in here right now. Rigetti shows up with 13 cents, missing 6 cents, so minus on both sides, minus 13 cents with a miss in sales as well of 1.8 versus 1.88. But they're trying to go back up to Greensville right now. So again, in a double top and bottom miss, Rigetti looks like it wants to go higher. And then just quickly, Dare just mentioned Kava.
Over CoreWeave.
But CoreWeave, yuck, right now down 7 and going just a little bit lower. We're going to have Brian Shannon on momentarily, and we'll talk to him maybe about some of these earnings plays. I do want to talk to Brian, of course, and I think he knows this. He and I went back and forth a little bit today, but not much. Wow, what a move on Ethereum. I mean, I want to talk to Brian about this one. Where could it stop? Where could it go? Ethereum right now near all-time highs. And obviously, ETHA, this ETF, all back to all-time highs as well right now. So there it goes, man. Ethereum and ETHA still going here in the after hours, up to 34.50. What a great day for them. Up another 1%, up 6% here as we go. But that's what's going on with earnings. Again, just a quick check back in on CoreWeave. And then we're going to go over, wow, still a downside play here for CRWV going lower. But remember, we had Circle earnings this morning. And if you could see what Circle did, maybe I'll call up a 5-minute chart just to get a good look here. So Circle came with, again, it looked like a good report, Adara, as we started off the day at 6:30 at 163. We opened up the day at 187, then we close again at 163.
Well, here's why.
Yeah.
And I don't want to steal Brian's spotlight, but we did reject in the 15-minute chart the AV WAP from the, I believe it was the actual IPO. It was either IPO or the high. I think it was from the IPO. But anyway, we rejected an AV WAP, and because we were coming into the AV WAP, I was always thinking short on Circle.
Good. Perfect.
So I mean, I will say sometimes, of course, as Brian Shannon can say a lot better than myself, these signals can really give you indicators of what direction to go. Because I saw that pre-market, I was already thinking short. It gives you the clean rejection, and then it really did not come back all day, as you just said. I don't know what kind of, I have to look at CoreWeave's technicals a bit better. I don't want to opine on that, but I do think sometimes, regardless of the numbers, we talk about this a lot, the difference between the fundamentals and the earnings themselves and what the market wants to do with them. Often those things are different.
I mean, I don't know who else better to call on. We're going to be calling on Brian in just a second. But before I do that, just real quick, Kava down 21% and going lower right now. So there it is right now, 66.80. It looks nasty right here for CoreWeave. I mean, there it is. Or sorry, for Kava as it goes to the downside. A quick little look on CoreWeave. That's getting worse as we speak as well. That is now down 7%, giving everything back. And then the last one will be Rigetti. The one that double misses, you know, on both the top and the bottom is flat. So, you know, sometimes you never know what earnings are. A lot of this is guesswork. Or is it guesswork? I mean, when you have somebody that is locked in, somebody that reads technicals and charts the way our next guest does, sometimes it's simple as following your plan. Let's bring him in right now. It is Brian Shannon. Hey, Brian, it's been a minute. How are you doing? I like the gray sweater. Or no, that's a polo, golf shirt.
It's not really a sweater, yeah, right.
I don't hear him,
John. How you been? Good trip.
All right,
to Boston?
flip off, and maybe we can get him back. I don't know if everybody can hear you or not. Okay, good. Speak again. Try again, Brian.
Good trip to Boston you had?
There he is. Okay. I can't hear you, but we're going to get that fixed up real quick. Let's talk about something that you want to talk about. FTAI. I think you're fine. We've been going through changes here, so we'll fix it on our end. No worries at all. I did want to get to you about a stock that you've been sort of tweeting about, and you did mention it to me as well. FTAI Aviation. So I'm going to flip it over to you. We can still screen share and do all that, and we'll work on your audio. Everybody can still hear you. I just can't. What do you want to talk about FTAI?
Well, this is one that reported earnings a week and a half ago. We saw a big gap up here, and this is, of course, over on the right, the 30-minute time frame, and on the left is the daily time frame. So we got back above the 50, the 20, the 200-day moving average, and when you look to a weekly time frame, Sean, what you see here is that this stock experienced a pretty significant correction. If they didn't scare you out down here, then they wore you out, and now the buyers are back in control. So I purchased the stock just this morning at 138 and change, and my initial stop is under here, and it's looking like it could probably make a run up towards this 160-ish level initially, at least, and we'll see what it does from there. But we've just got a super strong market with momentum all over the place, like crypto, as you've mentioned as well.
Yeah, I want to welcome Brian Shannon again from Alpha Trends. Thank you so much for joining us one more time here. And you can see his handles there at the bottom. All right, Brian, I don't know. We always talk about crypto, and I think it's appropriate right now as we know that over 50% of our viewers hold some crypto. And if you're going to hold something, you and I for sure talk about this. And I know you have a note on XRP as well. Maybe we can get into that. But it's just sort of those big names again. It's the Bitcoin. It's Ethereum starting to go. All these companies with the trusts opening up. We have Tom Lee with BMNR. I don't know. You're probably familiar with that as well. Quickly, what's your opinion on some of these? BMNR, we have SBET as well. Are you trading any of those, or are you staying with ETHA and maybe the coins themselves?
I'm staying with the underlying. I kind of agree with Neil said something that he's not really a fan of these treasury plays. Right. I think if you're going to own it, you just own it. There has been a little bit of outperformance here just because of the hype with BMNR, but that spread, the premium will kind of close at some point, I suppose. Right now, actually, I think the one that's likely to catch up the most is Solana, and that's my second largest position. I've got a larger position in XRP Ripple right now. And then Solana, I've got a small piece of Bitcoin and just a little bit of the Ethereum left.
Okay, so right now, Solana, you just think that that's a get-up play. I mean, we haven't even really heard. I think there's a couple companies that maybe have a treasury with Solana, but maybe that's the next one to get pushed. Is that something where you think, like, let's just say tomorrow, a figure like a Tom Lee, I don't know who that could possibly be, maybe Chamath
How about
or
us,
something.
Sean? You and me, let's do it.
Okay, so we have to get the symbol TTVL. Once we get that, then we'll put it into a Solana trust. But maybe you and I should think of something. Is that something that we just? Yeah,
just call it Brian Shannon and Sean Katina, BSSC.
Okay, there we go. So maybe we have something there.
That's
Thank
it.
you, Adara. You can join as well, maybe, Adara. But as we go forward, is that a trade that like you just want to jump on the next time we hear something about Solana and then maybe buy that trust or buy the Solana coin themselves? Like, how excited are we if we hear something like that? Maybe an XRP, maybe a Cardano, I don't know. Is that what we're doing right now? Is like, I kind of feel like these are kind of being treated a little bit like meme coins in a way where we just get so excited, but there is some underlying value there. What do you think the play is the next time we hear another trust opening up?
I think you're going to see the same exact thing, Sean, what you just said.
Yep, okay.
People are just going to chase it and say, well, we saw what happened with MSTR. We saw what happened with BMNR. This is free money is, the way people think about it. And they'll all just pile onto it. So, it'd be great to see that in Solana. I don't know what the case is. I don't know what the case is for Ethereum, but, it seems to be the trend. And where there's a trend, it just, people pile on. Just like we've seen with the levered stocks. I mean, right. We have every day we've got new ones coming out. We just saw, Circle just came out with one 2 days ago.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk to you a little bit about Circle because Circle came up with some earnings there. And again, I think if we like Ethereum, they're both smart contracts, Ethereum and Solana. So if you like one, maybe you do like the other. Adara nailed the trade today on the short side of Circle.
Heard that, yeah.
Talking about the anchored VWAP there. I have this is just a 900 period. It's not a daily, of course, because it's 900 just to show us the after hours movement. But we did open up Circle at $64. Its high within weeks was $290. Of course, we got really carried away there to the upside. But now we've sort of come back in, and 150 seems to be holding now for Circle. Do you see anything on this? I mean, off earnings, they had a nice run today, but to fade all the way back in. So for some of us that maybe like these plays in the crypto space, what do we think about Circle? Can you do some chart work for us?
Yeah, of course. And as Adara had noted, it ran not only into the anchor from the IPO, that green line right here, which has been support several times, and then it turned to resistance. And today we saw that was also the same exact location as the declining 20-day moving average. So people who bought into that, obviously regretted it. And by the way, that's the symbol for that double one, CCUP, that just came out a couple days ago. But I think that now that you've seen prior support in here turn to resistance today, at least in the near term, it's going to take a little bit of time to probably work its way back up into that area, do some work in here, and then if it can, do that, like here's what it would look like on the daily time frame, then I think you'll get another push higher here. But I'd love to see it, spend some time building in here, build a higher low, buy a break at about that 185 level, set a stop somewhere under here, and then maybe make another run for at least 250-ish.
Hi, Brian. Thank you so much here for being with us. On Circle, I kind of want to ask you a bit of a related question. So I did a whole bunch of research for TTV Research. I was looking into this. A lot of these recent IPOs tend to have pretty wild and volatile earnings reports in their first handful of reports. So with that in mind, A, is that the type of thing you look at, like historical moves on similar stocks for something like Circle or CoreWeave? And B, are you actually the type where you're going to be looking to trade these stocks after their first earnings report, even like something like an IPO? I know you're not always looking at earnings, but with regards to these recent IPOs, I guess, what's your look there?
Oh, there's a lot of these IPOs that are really turning into be great trades. In fact, I'm kind of experimenting with this little strategy that I've had. For the first one I did it with, and I didn't really talk about it much, was this OMDA. So when I look at a stock that, this one priced at, I always like to put that on there, priced at $19 per share, ran up to 28.5, and then it pulled back really deep here. It made a lower low, and then I look at it and say, the initial hype was there, and this just tells me who the investment bankers are. So if they have good investment bankers like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan, I tend to think they're going to head back at least towards that price where they were priced at. So that is one that I had done well with. I'm just trying to think of this new crop, WYFI. That's one that just priced at 17. So it's maybe not as dramatic. What was Nielsen? I think KW maybe? Nielsen Holdings. Anyway, so Adara, the point is that, some of the big hyped ones have done really well, of course, and CoreWeave this afternoon is getting hit a little bit. But they are great traders. They've been huge ranges, and when they have that, strong revenue and earnings growth, it's going to get the attention of Wall Street. And as long as there's sufficient liquidity in there, ARX, that's one that I'm looking at that is maybe needs to settle down a little bit. But there's some tremendous opportunities in these new names.
All right, thanks, Brian, for a little discussion right there. One stock that I was a little bit concerned about was Berkshire. We do get some questions about Berkshire. And again, this is much more than just I think it's getting hit because of Warren Buffett. I mean, a lot of people are losing faith now, the fact that he's no longer with the company anymore. But there's been decisions made before him while he's been there and by smart people. And they've had new people now installed in this. The banks have been pretty good. Some of the holdings that he's had, Coke hasn't been that great to the downside. He took a write down on Heinz, I believe, as well earlier on. But Berkshire right here on the charts, I mean, you've been well hit. This is actually the day that over the weekend there when Warren Buffett was announced that he's going to be stepping down as chair and CEO. But, I feel like right now we've maybe built up a little bit of a base here in and around between 455 to 465 and potentially now starting to get back to the upside. And we say you're in the penalty box until you're not, and we're trying to break free from that. To me, I think a break here of the 50-period moving average around 475, maybe that helps get us back to the upside with a stop in and around 460. But is Berkshire just too ugly right now to get into it? I don't know. I like the holdings. I see the Nasdaq at all-time highs. I see the S&P 500 at all-time highs. I mean, what's up with Berkshire here? Are you hearing anything? Do you like the stock?
I don't particularly like it. Well, it still has a declining 20 and 50-day moving average. When you look at just, simple horizontal level, this 450 level, as you mentioned, is looking like it had been prior support. So if it can kind of come down and test in there, start to rebuild over the next couple of probably months, then it's probably looking better for maybe the fourth quarter of this year, Sean, at least the way I see it.
Okay, thanks, Brian. Yeah, I wanted to go over that because I was thinking the same way. I haven't really been dip buying into that name at all. Just quickly here, we just got news on Circle, just as you mentioned right here before we were talking about it. Circle right now just laid down an offering. I don't know, Dare, do you have the total price?
It's 10 million shares. I know it's 10 million shares. Apparently 2 million shares are being offered by Circle itself, and then the selling stockholders are also offering 8 million shares, not 800, guys. 8 million shares offered by selling stockholders, 2 million shares offered by Circle.
Okay, so not a great move there, Brian, as Circle right now down another 7% right here. after hours, going lower right now for Circle. So there it goes, breaking finally through that 147 and change. Just a quick look. I'm going to ask Brian some more questions here, but CoreWeave checking in on that, still down 6%. All right, Brian, you and I have talked many times about the biggest of all bears, and today it was pretty bearish. It was Big Bear AI, BBAI. They came out with one of the worst reports I've ever seen, I feel like. Their backlog is gone now, so that's bad. And then their earnings are minus 71 cents versus minus 6 cents. I mean, where's the fail button? I don't know what to say. But this was just bad, bad, bad. The CEO did not talk very good. They're blamed tariffs. I hate the word blame, but that's what he was doing.
Right, yeah.
You know, be responsible for your own stuff. You knew tariffs were right around the corner also. A lack of Army contracts. They didn't give very much clarity on that as well. These are all macro ideas, but to you, let's dig down a little bit deeper and look at some of the technicals. We had a great bounce, and at the end of the day, we started it with down 33% there today, with a short flow approaching 40%. Guess what happened? It actually rallied back 15%, got back half of its loss there today. We just bounced off the 200 period moving average in and around this 460 area, Brian. What do we think about Big Bear AI? I kind of think that you're going to say dump this thing, and I'm fine by that. I'm long around $4. So it's been fine so far. What do you think about Big Bear AI? Is the recovery real today, or is that just a short covering?
I suspect the recovery is not real because, as you said, the numbers were pretty much atrocious. And in fact, I heard you reiterate it before. They were expected to lose maybe 10 cents and they lost $1 or something like that. So, you know, we got an oversold bounce, and now you got to look at it and say, it had a nice bounce. That's great. No, you know, you shouldn't have panicked and sold into it. I would be really concerned about how it acts in this 625 to 650 area. If it rallies into there and starts stalling out, and then I would probably do something like this, Sean, is put an anchor off today's low.
All right.
And if in the next few days, if it, you know, stalls out in there, that anchor is going to look like this. And then if it stalls out and then breaks below that right here, that will signify that the average dip buyer is now losing money. And that's where it's likely to accelerate to the downside. So I would be very careful about managing the risk in this one, especially as it gets up to towards this zone. Don't overstay your welcome, because it's likely that it will probably come down all the way to that 200-day moving average near 4.25 or so.
Perfect. With over 4,000 watching, near 4,000 watching right now, make sure you guys do hit the like button. We've got Brian Shannon here from Alpha Trends. Go check him out. He's all over the place. Just Google Brian Shannon Alpha Trends. You'll find it. Plus, you can check out the bottom right there. Brian, today is my daughter's 11th birthday, so I can't. We've got baseball practice, although it's raining a little bit right now, so I got to figure that all out. I just had one of the dads call me live on the show trying to figure out if practice is still happening. So I got to let you go very, very soon, because then we got dinner after that, and we're really excited about it. But we always ask you for an idea. You gave us FTAI. You're sort of already in that. Is there another name? I know you've been throwing them out through this whole interview, but is there something that you're looking at right now that could possibly run either way that we can give to our viewers? Because I know they're always waiting around for one little tidbit from Brian that they can take home with them. So you have anything?
I like the way Bros is hanging out, Dutch Brothers Coffee. So these guys also reported earnings just about 5 days ago. They gapped way up, and now it's consolidating. We saw first a lower high and a lower low. Now we have a higher low and a higher high. I think you can buy it above here with a stop under this level. We've got that rising 5-day moving average. It's consolidating above this dashed blue 50-day moving average and the solid blue year-to-date anchor. The green is the anchor off the April 7th low. So this 65-ish level, 64.75, would and that's the month-to-date anchor as well, would likely be your worst-case stop in this. But it looks like these guys are finally back on track. They had been huge performers over here, took some time, tested that 200-day moving average a couple times. Now we've got this catalyst that should see some follow through to the upside in Dutch Brothers.
Yeah, we really like Dutch Bros there. Starbucks trying to battle back as well. Have you ever had a coffee from there? I know they're a Midwest chain. I've never seen them. They're not in Canada.
No, I don't think I have. I think I saw some drive-throughs once in Wyoming, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're Oregon-based or something like that. So
okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do you want to tell everybody what you're up to? Do you have every day you're dropping new tweets? Everyone can go find you there on X, of course, at Alpha Trends.
Sure.
You speaking anywhere? Anything you want to talk about? Let everybody know.
Nothing special coming up, just the normal daily trading and that sort of thing, Sean. So, follow me on X and see what it's all about.
Yeah, and if you're ever in Toronto, we owe you many dinners, so let us know if you're ever up here into the Great White North, although you know all about that, where you are there in Colorado. So, all right, thank you so much, Brian. Thank you for coming through again, and we'll see you next
Sean.
Tuesday. It's Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, it's Trader Talk. That always puts a smile to my face. One of the best around there, Brian Shannon, looking sharp as usual and giving us some great ideas. Thanks for that, Dutch Bros. I've liked that name for a while. I've never been in it, but we do like that. Thank you for all the nice comments, too, in the chat, man. People saying best show. They love this show. Not just this show, the recap show. I think we do a great job of covering all of the earnings. Again, shout out to Neil, Adara, Sharif, Joe, everybody that comes on this show and helps it. We are going to be changing the format slightly of this show once the new studio comes through. So we are excited for that one. Just a quick little review of my screen and then I'm out of here. I got to go, man. My phone is blowing up. All right, down 5% right now is CoreWeave. So there it goes. That's down right now. Circle gets the X today, of course, because they had a great earnings report. They were up 1.27%, but faded all day. And then they come out with this offering, not good. I hate when stocks offer. They're just diluting shareholders, not great. But to raise capital, maybe they need it. I don't know what's going on there. The other play that we had was Kava tonight, of course, Adara, and they're getting smoked. They're at the lows of the day. Go get yourself a bowl there at Kava, down 20, or smoke one. Down 22% right now for Kava. And then you have RGTI, again, Rigetti. Flat. You know, like those flat pastas, like I guess a rigatoni is kind of flattened out when you get that. There's the linguine.
Oh, I like those.
Linguine is more circle. What's the flat?
Flatter.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. No, linguine is just the skinny.
Alfredo's flatter.
Yeah, Alfredo is, of course, a sauce. Okay.
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about fettuccine.
I'm really tired,
I was thinking
guys,
about fettuccine. Yeah, it's all good, Adara. Okay, I don't know if we've asked you this before. You and I always do something fun. We got to go, Fabian, so let's go back to the screen. All right, this is your favorite color.
Oh, blue-green, like teal.
Like San Jose Sharks.
What about you?
I kind of like this kind of a gray. I like the gray. You got the gray pants.
Gray.
I like gray. Maybe that's just too blue. I think blue is a nice color as well.
Gray.
All right, we got to get out of here. Thank you so much, Brian Shannon. Thank you to Adara. We really like having him on as a guest, one of the best in the business. We want to thank Money Mitch for coming through earlier today as well. Sharif, Joe, Fabian, Ramin, Andre, Brendan, sort of, everybody else. Randy, not really, no. Granny, thanks for that segment in the middle of the day as well with Sharif. That was great on autos. So much to happen tomorrow. Join us every single day. Tomorrow at 8:30, we'll be talking about Bullish IPO tomorrow. Peter Thiel, get ready for that. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow at 8:30. Thank you for watching. It's Trader TV Live.